book.
Mm.
It's sitting right next to
your stem log.
It's true. It's sitting right next to all right, guys, wrap it up. That's one that I really personally enjoy.
I'm glad I take up
Alright.
brain space in your head.
Where's
Mm.
twitch.tv/us?
Shasta, I need you to know that there have been times where Lizzie and I have just been in a room or like talking to people, and we've been like, I think Shasta told us about that one. Yeah, Shasta told us about that one. Like you do take up space in our brains.
What did I tell you about specifically? I want to know.
I don't even know. I have no clue.
Fantastic.
So you take up space, but they can't remember you. Why?
So pretty fucked up. What the
200,
fuck is it?
250, 75. Sorry. Where's Ellie? Ellie, what are you doing?
Ellie.
Ellie's space is currently on the stream being taken up by the Discord activities tab.
Wow.
Damn it, Ellie. Where are you?
Wow.
You know what? I'm gonna say it.
I don't care that you talk about it.
Smelly Ellie.
Smelly
wow.
Ellie.
Smelly Ellie.
Smelly Ellie
That's
is late.
Oh,
Ellie!
Yeah.
Smelly Ellie!
Smelly Ellie.
Smelly Ellie.
Yeah.
Yippee.
Oh, and now that Ellie's joined the entire
it's just-
sidebar.
No,
is
I
fine.
fixed it.
Oh,
I fixed it.
Okay.
That's why I set it up like that. All right, did you guys
You should
open
do
the
video games.
music in side chat? Let me know if anything is playing that shouldn't be.
I hear silence. 5.
Okay.
all I hear is the dice rolling every now and then.
That's not a 5.
I
5.
love that. I love that for us.
Oh, we're
5.
doing fives now. 5.
5.
5.
Shit. 5.
Five.
5.
Five.
No,
5.
please.
5.
5.
All right, while you guys are
5.
doing
5.
that, I'm going to go ahead and
5.
also
5.
ping. I'm gonna ping
5.
everybody.
5.
You guys are jammy bastards.
I really
Well,
like
I
that
got it.
my
That's
my mouse currently
You also got
does not exist, which is so cool of it right now.
I ate it. I'm sorry. I got hungry.
So fucking close.
I wish you
Come
wouldn't
on,
do
man.
that, and I'd wish you would
Yeah,
just
well.
stop.
Yeah,
Can
well, you should have thought of it. Though.
What?
Oh god,
Yeah.
there it is.
No,
Okay.
I was telling Dust that I was eating his mic, and then he's no, not his mic, his mouse, and he's like, well, maybe you shouldn't do that. And I'm like, no, I should do that.
I stare at my cantrips and I look at my level and I go, why are we not level 5?
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying.
I'm on the cusp of 2 dice per cantrip, 2 damage dice per cantrip, and yet,
I'm
Don't worry,
afraid.
dude. If we survive this, you know,
well,
if
yeah, that's the question now, isn't it? If we survive this,
yeah, and if we survive this, you know,
this feels like a
I
leveling up
glance-
situation.
I just glance sideways at Ellie.
What? Why
I just
me?
crane my head to look at Ellie, and it's just like the concrete grating sound effect.
The slow turn.
What did I do?
What did you
What
do?
the fuck?
Crackle
What
Tooth
didn't
doesn't.
What?
What didn't you do, Smelly?
Why? Why?
What did you do? What did you do?
Oh,
Ah,
I am uncomfortable with the hostility that we have created in this environment today.
I would,
Sam?
God, my computer, I would love it so much if you would let me see my mouse. Good God.
Bite attacks are so good. My bite attacks
There
are
we go.
class.
God. I'm sorry.
Mouse.
I don't normally get this irritated about anything.
Is it because you know you're
bad.
about to PKS?
You just say a real touch of class.
or that's such a class.
That wasn't even like that mean. I was just like upset that my mouse didn't exist.
Just the angriest you get. It's true.
Apparently it
Yes.
is. Okay, I have the actual thing up. Yeah, what's bippity poppin'?
Bippity boppin'. Fuck. 1. No, I was gonna say it's the Scots that are. Scots from the hit
It's the
game
Scots.
Still Wakes the Deep.
It's the Scottish people from the hit game Still Wakes the Deep.
5.
Five.
5. Where's my
5?
5?
All right, now we're on the starting stream button. There we go.
Wait a minute, Dust.
What's up? What are you doing?
I'm okay. You know what? I'm not going to ask you because I'm terrified of what your answer's going to be or
Okay,
not
well,
be.
You legally have to ask now.
Yeah, you do.
I have to. Okay,
yeah.
well,
Yeah.
okay. I read your little stream announcement. We're not fighting a fucking banshee stat block, are we?
That would be a crazy thing.
If I'm gonna be so honest that will just kill us.
Do you know what
Do any of us
the Do you know what the
Any of us
challenge
have con
rating?
saves?
Do you know what the challenge rating of a Banshee stat block is?
I don't want to know. No, it's
It
4,
is.
isn't it?
It's
Is
4.
it fear?
It is 4.
Oh, it's
No,
fear.
there's one ability that a Banshee has that I remember distinctly because it wiped out a party of mine one time. If you fuck up the con save, you just die. Flat
Oh.
out.
Nice.
So
We're gonna-
Okay.
I hope you're wrong, and you're lying to me. Don't fuck with me.
Alrighty.
Why
I
did
have some music
Sorry.
playing for us. With some
Mhm.
wonderful dungeon ambiance.
Lovely. I'm so excited. I'm having such a fun
And I would
time.
like one of you to give me a recap of last session, please. I'll bring you all onto the main screen.
Slow turn to Ellie.
My camera will
Oh,
have
Well, I mean,
Yeah,
yeah,
Ellie.
I'll do it if no one else
Yeah,
wants
Ellie,
to.
would you like to tell the class what happened?
Yeah, alright, sure. I'll do the best I can.
Yeah, take the inspiration roll, you freak.
You're gonna
You got
need it.
inspiration- You got inspiration last time. What are you shooting at me on?
Recap session on taking the inspiration, or turning this car around.
Okay. I actually have no idea what Sam just said. But
Oh,
Um,
hit me.
last I don't last time on Twitch.tv/lack of love.
Yeah,
Um,
that's totally what it's called.
That is exactly what it's called.
That's exactly what it's
Um,
called. You got it. So
The
proud of you.
party the party continued to go down into the underneath the cathedral. And Craigletooth was kind of just went off doing their own thing in some sort of way, shape, or form, being the most Craigletooth ever.
Smiles.
They came across more sets of statues,
Damn.
all pertaining to the Billy Lothran, the builder, the provider, and the hunter. And with each sort of descent down, they just continued to, I guess, they continued going through each of the rooms, adventuring. They picked up this gilded blackstone, which they thought could be really useful. And they continued going down. Eventually, they made it to this room underneath the cathedral where the sound of running water and everything was coming from. And they find a pair of gauntlets. So when they go to take the gauntlets, they come across the Aspect of Sorrow, who is in complete denial of anything and everything happening in the world. However, the party eventually tried to convince the Aspect of Sorrow, who seemed to be quite okay, Bob.
Yeah, and who fucked that up?
I'm getting there. The party tried to start convincing the Aspect of Sorrow that something was wrong with their goddess, the presumably Lunanora, and that the Aspect was just kind of just being like in denial, like, no, you're lying. And then Amaya went and opened her fucking mouth.
Yeah.
Twice, actually.
I just wanted to hear you say it.
Amaya, somebody gave Amaya 10 minutes to talk, and now everybody has to roll initiative. And it's
Which I
not,
actually
it's
saved.
not my fault.
It is. It's like that's like the definition of your fault.
No.
Okay.
I replied.
alright.
I replied
Contrary
because
to
I took
popular
screenshots.
opinion,
Okay.
I do think it is Amaya's fault.
True.
Okay, so
Huh?
a couple things right off the bat. Amaya, you do get an inspiration. The map is inside chat. I'll put it there again if you did not get it before. The third thing is that I will add that just before this room, you had found a book that had specifically informed you
Oh.
of a specific order of actions that you could take. I believe the order was hunt, build, provide.
Yes.
And the last thing, the only advice I will give you for this encounter is to remember that you have martial checks.
Fuck. Okay.
Oh,
You're a chummy bastard.
I'm afraid.
And so we're gonna roll initiative again because I did not write
Again.
down anything that happened
No,
last time.
It's C posted.
C posted it.
C
yeah.
posted it. All right. Can Crackletooth
Yeah.
also roll initiative then?
yeah.
If you get higher than a 21, you start, which you probably will.
Oh,
I
Not
jinxed
quite.
it. I
not
started.
quite.
yeah. You can do it.
Let me see.
Uh,
Let me see where they are because I don't know if I rolled initiative.
No, you didn't roll initiative. We did though.
You want me to slap it inside chat? I can copy.
Oh, I
paste
see it. I see it. Highest one was 21.
Right.
I'll roll initiative
Mhm.
for the aspect of sorrow.
Please.
Oh, please.
They have to get a 20.
Please.
They do not.
Oh, thank fuck.
Okay.
Yeah.
In that case, just to clarify, the music's going good. If that is the case, the first one up is Kovak. To sort of set the scene for you again, Kovak, because it has been a week, the aspect of sorrow has kind of lashed out, and you have seen these ghostly specters that you saw in the room before rising around the room as everything around you begins to sort of unwind. Water begins to rush. A terrible necrotic energy begins to radiate from the gauntlets. You are the first one to go. I think on this go around, I'm actually going to instigate this for you for your martial check. Can you please make a perception check for me?
Okay, can do that. Perception, wisdom, flat 0.
17. That is perfectly adequate. You immediately get ready for battle. You have your glaive in hand, and you feel something tugging around your foot for a moment, and you look down just briefly, and you see around your feet, Mops, and the aspects, who seems to be kind of planted in place at the moment. You see like these vines begin to wrap around your feet. They don't seem like they're halting you, but they seem like they're growing very quickly, and then they stop very young as they just begin to wrap around your feet.
So it's like something's trying to grow, but it's being stopped.
Yes.
It's those fucking gauntlets, man. I'm telling ya. But yeah. So when I was all the way over here when we started, I could have obviously seen these plates. Yeah?
Yes, you would have seen them for sure.
Amazing. Great.
And even from where you are right now, these things are on a lower level. You probably can't see this one because there's so many things, but you can definitely see this one, and you can also see this one down here.
Great. So it's just memories because you remember. He remembers the room just before this.
Mhm.
It's something of that sort, and it seemed to open the way, and it also seemed to sort of cleanse a statue. And that's something that he's gonna try to lock away. But for now, I'm going to attempt to martial check the aspect of sorrow.
Alrighty, go ahead and make a wisdom check.
Wisdom.
Wisdom.
Oh, that's
That's
not
a
so
natural one.
wise.
It's a natural one.
Oh,
Oh no!
You kind of glance down at the feet. Everything is kicking off all at once. You cannot glean anything from the aspect of sorrow right now.
He's too sad.
Oh no, this is a really bad start.
You still have your action and your
fuck.
bonus action.
And my movement.
Sam, I have good news.
What's the good news?
You started off bad, it can only get better.
It's true.
God, I hate you. I hate you
Shasta,
and
I'm
your
gonna really
optimism.
quickly call you out for posting the alien singing a song in the official event team channel.
Oh.
That's so
Um,
funny. Okay.
Please continue.
Okay,
Team
well,
lead, actually. So
it's
Yeah, the event
you
team
know,
lead channel, the one that's more higher up. Continue.
attempting just some form of just an attempt at diplomacy, trying to quickly cover up for Amaya. That's probably why the wisdom roll was so low. He's just pissed off.
Oh no.
You know, and he's going to try to just speak to the aspect very matter of factly. You know,
Okay.
sure, yeah, he does have a weapon drawn, but he's going to try and just rationalize things with them and be like, you have to believe us. She doesn't speak for us. We're here because there is something terrible happening. The Luna Nora, and please, you have to believe us. She doesn't speak for us. She may be whatever she is, but she's not here because she wants to screw us over. She's here because she's been asked to help. She's been saved by the scribe. She needs to work with us. Please,
So-
you have to believe us.
So Kovak, you have already used your martial check for this round. You can roll persuasion, but this will be your action.
Oh, I'll do it. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, I'll do it.
Okay. A 12.
Mhm.
You're kind of looking at her, and with this, I will give you your words don't reach her because she seems tunnel vision right now. And you get the feeling that this being is very, very powerful in front of you, and they can do a lot of really bad things, really widespread. However, she seemed 100% focused in on Amaya right now. You don't know how long that's gonna last.
So 100% focused. So
As in, like,
hypothetically,
yeah.
with
Mhm.
that knowledge, would I know if I'm moved out of her reach? Am I gonna get slapped?
That you can make, like, under reasonable assumption that she really, like, the only issue she has with the rest of you is that you are with Amaya, and right now she wants to hurt Amaya. So you don't think that she's gonna try and get your ass.
With that, Kovac's going to inch away.
There's no
30
opportunity
feet.
attack. Yeah. It'd be right.
Yeah.
It'd be
Well,
about
just-
right there.
Right there.
Kovac's giving the Homer Simpson meme where he's like backing up into the bushes.
Literally. But he's, as he's sort of like he's cautiously sort of like not backing up towards the specters, but he is sort of like he has his back facing this way and he's facing the others, right? And he's trying to sort of wordlessly notion to the familiar looking things. He's trying to wordlessly communicate that he's going to try and do whatever the fuck happened before in the room that they were just in, you know, the little ritual, because it was just a matter of taking these guys out, and that was a matter of, you know, screwing around with those things. And it's a Hail Mary of all things, but he's just hoping it's gonna work. Because I didn't damage anyone. Am I able to
You can pass. You did not
throw it?
damage anyone.
Okay. Shit. Who do I pass it to in this situation? I'm gonna pass it to Mom.
Oh my goodness.
Okay.
Argyle nods agreeingly.
Oh my goodness. Okay. Oh my goodness. Okay. I suppose I will cast Witch Bolt
On her?
On the aspect. Yeah.
Okay.
I'm really sorry.
This-
ma'am, but
This close of a distance.
I'm really listen, I'm really
You would-
sorry.
You
Amaya is my
would
friend.
get disadvantage if you do not back up.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, I should probably back
It yeah. Yeah, you could move. You could move over here.
Can I convince you to back up this way?
Oh, no.
Okay.
I don't want
Yeah, they would only get to there. You can get all the way over to here if you wanted to.
No.
Okay.
No.
Yeah.
Okay, Shasta. All right.
No.
Probably for the best.
All right.
Specters.
I will also
Oh.
I will also remind you, and this is not me trying to sway you any one way, but Find Familiar is a very, very fun spell. If you want to cast a touch spell, you can actually use Argyle to like go up to them, and then you can cast the touch spell. You can also
Oh,
do
that's
this to
cool.
allies, instead of you having to physically go there. I know that Wizard is something new, so I want to make sure you are aware of everything you
Yes.
can do.
All right.
Um,
Yeah.
That is a 14, which is a hit on the Aspect of Sorrow.
I'm really sorry, but Amaya is my friend, and I do have to protect them just a little bit.
Oh.
Um,
So I roll damage.
go ahead and drag the 1d12 lightning onto them.
Oh my god.
Oh, that was
Ooh, that's cool.
dark. Ooh.
Oh, wow.
You see as the bolt of lightning shoots outward and crackles and slams into the Aspect of Sorrow, latching around her. And you see she barely flinches. But
Can we get a
you
muscle check?
this is a super sick skill that will just keep on going forever and ever until it's dispelled. So every turn you can just do an extra d12 of damage
Oh my
Wow.
god. Okay, sure.
without using a spell slot. It'll just happen.
Shita. Do the muscle check, Shita.
Martial check. What do you mean by that?
Martial check is something you can use to figure out either what your enemy is going to do next, or one of their various actions, bonus actions, various different things. Just more information on the enemy, so you know how to fight them better.
I just want to hear the list of actions and know if I should shit myself or not.
Okay, do I have the ability to do a martial check on them?
It's just wisdom. You just roll a straight
Oh,
wisdom check.
Straight wisdom,
What about
as opposed to
wisdom
gay
check?
wisdom.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Alright, I don't know.
Yep. All right. Now, I will
Yeah.
actually admit, if for future reference, if you wanted to roll something specific for like, oh, does this person have magic? You could roll an Arcana check, or what are they going to do next? You can roll an Insight check, stuff like that.
Okay.
However, a straight Wisdom check to read the menu, you do not get. However, you still have a bonus action. If you have anything you can do.
Nuclear bomb.
I still have a bonus action.
You do.
Legalize nuclear
I
bombs.
wonder- Huh.
Don't say that. Don't say huh.
Oh, wait, hold on. I need to...
That's an action.
Okay, no, he didn't. He didn't.
That's an action.
That was for Argo.
That's an action.
You can cast Dragon's
Deal.
Breath. That's a bonus action.
I guess I could. It is a bonus action. Look at that.
Yeah.
I will cast Dragon's Breath on Cassian.
All right. In that
Best
case, because it is a touch spell, Argyle
fuck
is
you.
going to hold on. Argyle is going to like jump off of your shoulder and like skitter over here.
Yay.
And Argyle is going to sort of climb up and around your leg, Cassian, onto your shoulder, and is going. You feel like just your heart begin to beat fast, and your lungs fill with what kind of damage do you want them to do?
Let's do. Oh shit.
What are the ones that you have available?
We'll do lightning.
Lightning.
fuck
Okay. And yeah, well, and you feel your lungs fill with lightning, and for the oh shit. Okay, I have just realized something, and I will let you. I will let you sort of back down if you don't want to do this mob. That is a concentration spell. You have already cast a concentration spell with Witch Bolt.
Oh.
So
shit.
Witch Bolt would fall off. If you want to, if you still want to cast Dragon's Breath, you can. But knowing that information, if you do not wish to cast it, you do not have to.
Oh.
If you want my honest opinion,
Yeah.
I think we should probably just keep the Witch Bolt stack going.
Mhm.
Okay, we'll keep the
And
witch
disrupt
bolt
that.
back.
Okay.
Apologies.
No, you are
Still
okay.
fine.
I'm being very lenient because these are new classes that a lot of you guys haven't played. So I want to make sure you guys aren't making.
I,
You guys
I missed my
aren't like.
martial class.
Huh?
I miss my Marshall class. Okay.
But yeah, I don't
Campaign,
think
so I just swap characters.
I don't think you have any other bonus actions, unfortunately.
No, that's it. I'm all done.
That's all right.
Shitting myself.
You did hit them, so the aspect of sorrow is going to steal at the end of your turn.
Oh, hooray!
And they are going to look at Amaya. And
Don't say
they
the word.
are going to do a thing at you.
Don't
Oh.
don't say the W word.
Oh, hi, Crackle Tooth.
Aw.
That is a
Hey.
hit.
Oh,
You see as she there's like a stare down that begins to happen between you two, and you
Amaya's eyes are
sort of
closed. She's not staring.
oh, that's so true. But
Anyway, sorry, keep going.
Amaya furrows her brow in anger, and everyone else can see that for a moment the aspect is also angry, and that anger turns into deep guttural sadness. And it just twists and turns into a physical manifestation, and you take 14 necrotic damage as it connects with you, and you just feel it hit you, and you immediately feel sad.
No.
And it is peculiar. You just feel just this terrible dread wash over you.
No way, the depressed status condition.
And let's see here. That is actually all she can do this turn. But you see as that lands with you, she immediately holds her head in her hands in the gauntlets and begins to weep. And you think that her tunnel vision, so to speak, has ended. But that is the end of her turn. Amaya, you can steal if you would like.
Yeah, yoink. And Amaya. Oh, go
Do
ahead.
these things have initiative?
You don't know.
Son of a bitch. Alright, never mind, keep going.
you don't fucking know.
Mean.
I'm gonna
I
throw
think they
pipe
do,
bombs.
chat. I think Dust is messing with us.
I think they're kind of things where they won't attack unless you attack it. So,
Maybe. Oh, anyway, keep going.
Maybe.
Maybe.
anyways,
You don't know.
hold on. Actually, I'm gonna roll to feel bad.
A minute. Shit.
Do
Okay,
you feel bad?
a little.
Fucking don't. You fucking don't.
Maya, she's hit with that. I guess sort of. She's hit with that sudden
Beam.
it felt like big punch to her. I'm trying to figure out how to properly
Yeah.
say this.
Big
Um,
owie.
Big owie.
It is bizarre
Amaya
because
doesn't-
you don't know what you're sad about.
Yeah, she's just kind of she obviously gets hit by something, and I think Craggletooth is in enough vicinity that she can see that Amaya got hit with something.
Mhm.
But then all of a sudden she's just kind of looking down and just kind of just trying to hide her face while she's just understanding why the fuck she's so depressed all of a sudden. And a part of her also somewhat looks up at the aspect of sorrow and sees her weeping, and has half the mind to shout out that she hit me and she's the one that's crying. Okay, but she doesn't. She's just kind of bottling it up right now. And I think Amaya is I don't even fucking know what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna be so real with you.
Bombs.
Oh, actually, can I martial check first?
Absolutely. Go ahead and make me a wisdom. Or if you want to do something else, like insight, stuff like that, you can also do that, but that'll give you very specific things aside from the normal menu.
Just what are the
A
actions?
wisdom check, right?
Yeah, just a wisdom check. There we go.
Oh,
That'll do it.
Thank fuck.
I will read off the traits, actions, and all that stuff to you. The menu. It's a very long menu, and you will get to choose what you would like to know more about. Detect life, incorporeal movement, corrupting gaze, miserable visage, wail, succumb, succumb, and to share one's grief. Which would you
we
like
need
to
to
know
kill
more
her
about?
now. We need to kill her now.
That's a big menu. Can you read off the first two again? So sorry.
Detect life and incorporeal movement. Those are her traits. Those are just things that she has.
What the fuck is incorporeal movement?
Do you want to know about that one?
I think. I don't know. Chad, what do I want to know about?
Do you
I want to
You
know
can
about
discuss.
the share the whatever. I know what whale is out of character, and I really hate you for this one, Dust.
Mhm.
But I gotta know what the what was it? Share the sorrow or something?
To share one's grief.
To share one's grief. I want to know what that is. Personally, I don't know about the others.
Okay,
I'm
what about the rest of you guys?
I'll let you guys
Oh.
table talk. It's okay to talk meta here.
Thank you.
Achaia has some pretty good tables.
Mm-hmm. Do you?
Table talk.
So
You
if
get
we're
it?
talking
Mm-hmm. No, I got it.
meta, then, if we're talking meta, then
Mhm.
really quickly, whale is a fucked up thing. I don't know what the DC of it is. I know it's a con save. If you fail it, you just die.
10d10.
What?
And if you
You don't die.
succeed,
You don't die. You do not die.
Well, you
Well, you
drop down
could.
to 0 health points. My bad. That's the same thing. And if you succeed, you still take a shit ton of damage, psychic.
That's
I think.
bullshit.
Mhm.
Yeah. So we gotta kill her now.
Yeah.
I don't think
true.
there's any grandstanding. I think we just need to kill her.
See, I'm kind of on the if she's not attacked, she doesn't seem like she's attacking anyone. We could try talking
Reasoning.
with her. This is
Yeah.
She just-
Okay,
She just
hey.
casted depression on Amaya.
okay.
Well, maybe
fine.
Amaya deserves a bit of humbling.
With all right.
Amaya
Okay.
kinda deserves that.
Okay.
Okay.
fair
I
enough.
will. Amaya,
Mhm.
if you'd like, you can choose something from the menu. Elsewise, I will give you another secret thing. Because you rolled a
Okay.
20. Like you rolled very good here.
Okay. Do we want to pick something from the menu, or do we want the secret menu?
A secret menu.
The secret menu.
Always.
Welcome to
Okay,
Arby's.
Secret menu, then. What is it?
Okay. You
The aspect of
begin
Arby's.
you like wipe a tear from your eye and you are confused and upset, you don't know what's happening, and you look at her, and for a moment your vision changes. You just in the moment have a divination like blast into your mind, which has only happened in your sleep before.
Cool.
And you see her standing there, and your mind draws back to the statue from the previous room. And you begin to get glimpses of so many futures, over and over and over again, of her releasing this powerful blast of energy across the arena and killing everybody. And you see a few where that is not only avoided but stopped outright. And you see some connections to the previous room that you were in.
What?
You could also see Kovak scurrying over to the
Mhm.
specters as well, and trying to without saying anything, be like, "Hey, are you thinking what I'm thinking?"
Kovak, you do see like the little red globs inside these guys as well.
I'm gonna eat that.
Why would you eat that?
That's how you carry it over to the altar. You just carry it in your mouth and just spit it in.
No, you just need to kill him and then it'll fly. Which is
I know,
even
I'm
better.
making a joke because you
I
said you were
put
gonna
it.
eat them.
I put it in my mouth because I think it's funny.
Chewy.
But yeah,
Kobach would be the type of
Like a
Kobach would be the type of child growing up to put random shit in his mouth.
Stop. You're
Kraggletooth,
right.
you see Amaya like grab the sides of her head and like stagger forward for a moment, as you
Okay.
begin to compose yourself, sort of returning back to reality.
Is poking Amaya an action?
No, it's not even your
Okay,
turn.
It's not even a reaction.
Well,
But Amaya, you do still have an action and a bonus action.
Yeah, I do. Hold on. Quick question.
Yes.
Genuinely. Does Kraggletooth poke Amaya?
yeah.
Okay. Amaya is kind of like looking at Kraggletooth, and she's just kind of looking between that aspect. This could be stopped. I think if we try to keep fighting her, it's not going to end well for any of them.
She's kind of like,
Don't say aspect of Arby's while I'm trying to monologue C.
disrespect the monologue.
Arby's, we have the depression.
Shit, sorry, what did you say about the other room? I'm so sorry, that distracted me.
You're okay. You're okay. Your
So sorry.
mind draws back to the other room, watching the garden and the plants beneath the statue, wrapping around the statue, and you see what Kobach saw for a moment: the vines beneath the aspect's feet beginning to wrap around them, but being unable to make it all the way there. Sort of drawing back to the book that you guys had found in the last room.
I'm back. She's kind of like the statue then, I guess, in the other room where the vines kept constantly growing over the feet. She's like a resemblance of that, right?
Yeah.
Okay. What did we do in the last room? I'm trying to remember. We hunt, build, provide. Oh,
That is correct.
And it started with these specters that we hunted.
mm-hmm. I'm so sorry. It's clicking.
okay.
It's not. Also, oh, I feel like I need to do some sort of action. While I think about this, because it's gonna take me like 5 minutes, and I don't want to hold this up.
Yeah, you're okay. What would you like to do for your action and/or bonus action?
I'm going to cast Shield of Faith on somebody.
Okay. Shield of Faith. Is that a touch spell? No, it's 16.
I'll.
Cast it on Cassian, Mop, and Kobach, or Kraggletooth. So anyone in your party, you can cast that on.
Your health is looking pretty low, Amaya, honestly.
I'm gonna cast it on Mop.
Okay.
Cool.
Mop, you now have a
Um,
bonus to your AC of 2.
Yay!
Let me go ahead and add that in there. Wow, your AC's gone from 11 to 13.
Yeah.
Ooh, yippee, yippee.
Um,
I probably put that armor up, so, you know.
We gotta teach you Barkskin.
That's what I'm saying.
that was a bonus action, right?
That was a bonus action. You still have your action.
Okay.
Yeah.
Guidance. Amaya is going to put her hand on Kraggletooth's shoulder. Oh, I can't speak.
You're so fine, man.
I have been in my fucking turn for 5 minutes. I can't speak. Hand, Kraggletooth's shoulder. Maya's gonna get on her level.
Guidance is a concentration spell. You will drop concentration on Shield of Faith.
Oof.
It's. Why does concentration exist?
Oh, you know.
Here,
you
Ellie
were-
just holding her head in her hands.
You, if you're looking for a spell to cast, you do also have like your race actions, like your healing hands and stuff like that.
What the fuck are my? What are my
it's-
race actions?
You have several.
What?
Oh wait, how much damage did you take last turn? Like just now, you took 14 damage.
It took 17.
You took 17.
I think so. That's what
you
the
took-
number says.
You took 14.
You
I think you
had
took
a bit
3.
of damage left over.
Yeah.
Oh, it was
from
14. Your
Outcast
damage
fight.
Well,
14.
you took 14, so actually you take 7. You are an Asimar. You are resistant to necrotic damage.
Oh, thank fuck! That is the best thing you've ever said. Though.
Whoa!
Really?
Yes, you have resistance to necrotic damage.
Oh.
Let me just put that on you.
Holy shit.
Um,
Okay.
but yeah, you also, I believe, let's see. You also have Radiant Soul. I don't know if you'd use that one yet, but you do have it.
I don't even know what that
I
is.
mean,
Maybe,
do
okay.
you still have your channel divinity?
No, they do not. They used it last room. Or sorry,
Okay.
in the other room.
There goes my plan entirely.
If you would like, I can suggest to just cast Toll the Dead on one of the specters.
Yeah.
So,
No,
you,
but
so,
actually-
you,
help
so you have some
a
time.
martial art. I don't have extra attack yet.
Okay. It told the dead on this fella here. This fart smella. Wait,
Okay.
I gotta do that.
Okay.
Sorry.
So, yep, all good. Make sure to get rid of that by left clicking and right clicking at the same time, so it's not there forever.
Yeah.
That's how
I
you get rid of
promise.
it?
Yes.
Fuck me, man.
Drag the Wiz DC 15 onto that thief.
Whiskey.
Okay, that's
Oh.
good.
No.
No, that's good. That's good. That's
Wait.
really good.
That's its roll.
Okay.
Yeah, that's its roll. And then drag the 1d8 necrotic onto it.
Okay.
Yeah, so this thing's getting fucking obliterated, chat.
Come on.
It takes
No.
it takes 0 damage. Why would it take 0 damage?
Why?
It takes it's supposed to take 1 damage. There's no reality in which it takes 0.
Fucked
Wait,
up.
it's necrotic? Oh no, it's immune to necrotic. Whoopsies.
Oh, so you
Okay.
set us up. So you've
I
set
didn't-
see how
us
I
up.
this
didn't mean to do
is.
that.
God damn
I
it,
didn't
Dust.
mean to do that. In accordance to my mistake. They will take 1 damage.
So Amaya cast Toll the Dead, and then it does absolutely nothing, and now
It does-
she's just
it
here
does
looking
one
like a
damage.
fucking idiot.
It does 1 damage.
Crackle,
It does
Crackle just
something.
like leans over and goes,
It did
"Good job."
it did 1 damage. It did 1 damage. You're all good.
I'm gonna shit myself.
Would you like to
fuck.
who'd you like to pass to? So we could
gonna-
keep the ball rolling.
I'm gonna. Amaya's gonna look over at Kraggletooth, and she knows his sarcasm, and she just, "Do not chastise me again, short thing," and then pat her on the head, and
Short
it's her
thing?
turn.
Oh my fucking god.
That's fucked
Amaya!
up,
I'm sorry. Wait,
chat. Kill her now.
guys, am I being fantasy racist? I'm sorry.
No,
No, it's
it's funny.
No.
You're so
No,
you're
no,
so
you're not
fine.
being
Just
fancy
a
racist.
small thing.
Small thing would have been better than the short thing. It's just a size thing.
Whole
All
thing.
my
Okay.
short characters are insecure about their heights. It's okay.
Can I
Um,
just say
so-
for a small thing instead and be done with it? Because I feel bad.
Oh,
No,
buddy.
Okay.
it's okay. I love it. Okay,
It's funny.
I love Amaya, and it's hilarious actually. So passing to Crackletooth, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So Crackletooth kind of like pulls a face at being called short, and like steps away from the patting of the head because while she's short, she's not a kid, right?
Mhm.
And she kind of looks at everything and let me check 1d10 and she's gonna do a firebolt at the same thief that Amaya just tried
Mhm.
to do.
Absolutely. Roll an attack roll. I think it's oh my god.
You cannot be serious.
I hate to say it. but it does miss. That was literally
to-
one of the 2 numbers you had to roll to miss.
Well,
Oh no!
so
Yeah, well, yeah. Okay.
so with that, actually, we're I'm gonna use one of my sorcery points
Okay.
and change Firebolt to a quickened action.
Okay.
And cast it again
Okay.
as a bonus action.
You need to use
'Cause
2
I'm-
sorcery points. Do you have 2?
I have 3, so that's 2.
Okay, so now you only have 1 left. But yes, you can absolutely cast Firebolt again.
Okay.
Okay,
Sick.
that hits. That absolutely hits. Go ahead and roll damage.
Thank you.
You honestly don't even have to roll damage. It's gonna kill it. I know it. They're not resistant. They're straight up not resistant. I'm using these as stat blocks. Normally these guys have like 22 HP. They have 5. So they are that is obliterated.
After it's obliterated, then Cockletooth puts her hands on her hips and like sticks her tongue out at Maya. That's how you do it.
But you watch Kovak, and you could see from far away, Craggletooth, as the specter explodes, this sort of glob of this red, sort of gooey substance hits the ground and then floats upwards and zooms past you, Kovak, and lands in this bowl.
Oh, thank God. Kovak's gonna breathe the most audible sigh of relief. That's huge. It could be big, chat.
Who hasn't gone this turn?
Cassian is the only one left. Oh, would you like to make a martial check?
Yes, I would love
wait,
to
sorry.
make martial check.
Oh, we're gonna speed run this one. That is a success. Okay, would you like me to read off the menu?
I actually wrote down the menu. I would like to hear about To Share One's Grief.
Okay. The aspect can take a corrupting gaze action, and in addition, can force an additional saving throw of Miserable Visage. I know that one is dependent on 2 other things, but that is a legendary action. You get the feeling it hasn't been done yet because nobody, she hasn't used Miserable Visage yet, so nobody has been affected by that.
Okay.
But yeah, Cassian,
Okay.
it's your go.
Fuck. I'm glad I went last because I was sitting trying to figure out what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna do this in character. What do you call it? I'm gonna have Cassian like take like a few steps back. Just
Absolutely, it's like
probably just about there because they want to be in between the aspect and Amaya and Craggletooth because they don't want, the aspect to get past them to hurt either of them.
absolutely. The aspect begins to weep into their hands as you back up with your great axe out.
I'm gonna have Cass try and talk to the aspect.
Okay. Would you like this to be your martial check as like a persuasion or something like that?
Chat, what do we think?
It's up to you.
Sure.
I
think in this moment that like sort of meta talking is allowed in some specific scenarios. I think this is Cassian.
Right.
Um,
Okay. Yeah, I'll do that then.
Okay. What would you like to say?
Cass is gonna like watch the aspect start to weep, and they are, as they're taking these few like wee steps back, they only start talking once they've stopped because they don't want to come across as like, what's the best way to explain it? Like they don't want to come across as that they're waiting for a bomb to go off because they don't want that to set her off again.
Mm-hmm.
So they step back, stop for a moment, and then they just like call over to her. Look, we didn't want to disturb you. We're trying to help Lunanora, and I'm sorry for what you've gone through. I can only imagine how terrible it was, but we just want to help.
Go ahead and roll persuasion.
Fuck. Where's my persuasion?
I believe in you.
Please.
That is pretty good.
Shit. Okay.
That is good. I don't know if it's good enough, but it is good. You see, she begins to weep more, and she kind of stops for a moment, tears still streaming down her face, sort of gasping at air. And she looks up to you and looks like she's going to say something at the end of your turn. But she's not going to do anything yet.
Okay. I don't think there's anything else I can do.
If you'd
Question mark,
like,
'cause I don't
you
wanna
can
fight her.
hold your action for to do something when a specific event takes place. So, like,
That is-
for example, if you could say, like, if she starts to attack us in some way, I would like to run over here and attack this thing, like stuff like that.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Could I do that, please?
Sure. What action would you like to take place if something specific happens?
Oh, I guess, would fight be one? Like, would...
Fight?
Actually-
Like just, yeah, like take an attack action on something?
Sure, yeah.
Okay. What would you like to take an attack action on?
The aspect, if it tries to get past Cassian, if that's possible.
Okay, I will. Yeah, I will treat that as sort of a vague thing, because you don't know if this thing can even move. But if it does try and attack you guys, I'll say that you can make an attack on it.
Okay.
As it, do you have a bonus action you want to do? Did you already use your second wind?
I did
if you-
previously.
You did. Oh damn! I'm just gonna do that.
Yeah. Yeah.
You have an action surge though.
Action surge. Which one's action surge? Let me read.
You just get an additional
If you-
action.
Ooh,
I mean, if you're holding
okay.
the action, do you still action surge or?
No, you don't have to action surge right now. I'm just letting you know that you still have that. But yeah, at the end of your turn, she begins to sort of lift her head up, and she meets a gaze with you as she has this deep frown on her face, and she says, "Sorry? You're sorry?" And I think this will count as you being able to make an attack action on you, as she says, "None of you, not even you, will ever know what I have gone through for this." And every single person is going to make a wisdom saving throw. I will go ahead and target you. Oh wait, can I just target enemy units? I can. I don't know why Argyle's going to make a saving throw. Don't worry, Argyle will not be making a saving throw.
Argyle
I mean,
will
great.
not die.
Worst case scenario, Argyle dies. Don't worry.
Okay,
That's
that
three failures.
that is 3 failures. Argyle is fine. Amaya and Mop, you are the only ones that succeed. Now, Cassian, this will take place. I will let you run forward and make an attack action first.
Okay. Wait, I do that now?
Yeah, you can do that now.
Okay. So I'm assuming Cass knows that something is going to happen here.
Oh yeah.
Because yeah, they wouldn't just go and attack her otherwise, because they were very adamant on being like, you know, a pacifist about it. So, oh fuck. Okay. They're gonna take the Great Axe out, and they're going to repeat that they're sorry, but they have to do this, and they're gonna run up and try and hit the aspect of Sar with the Great Axe.
Absolutely. Go ahead and make an attack roll for me. Sorry.
Oh,
Let
I
me
did it
go
wrong.
ahead. You had disadvantage, but you shouldn't have had disadvantage. 6
Oh,
plus
okay.
7, 13 does beat their AC. Go ahead and drag the damage
Okay.
onto them.
Alrighty.
I'll say you shouldn't have disadvantage because you didn't. Wow, damn!
Oh.
That is a
Oh,
maximum
fuck.
damage. As you just take a chunk into their shoulder, Kovak, Cassian, and Kraggletooth, you feel this wave of despair wash over you, and every single one of you fall to your knees as tears begin to stream down your face, and you are currently stunned and prone. As she takes a Paragon action at the end of Cassian's turn to do that.
Diamond 4.
And
Oh,
I will
dude,
say,
awesome.
I will say that because of sort of the bizarreness of who sort of did what last, I will have her pass randomly to one of you all. And I believe the first one up is Mop.
Yay! I'd like to do more damage.
All right, you just drag the 1d12 onto her. You just do that.
Right, give me 1 second. I had to remember where Witch Bolt was. Yeah.
How far are these things? Oh my god.
What?
Mhm.
25, 30, 40. Yeah, I'm killing her. Sorry.
Emma, are we doing any damage to her? I don't see anything
no.
changing.
You are.
I'm
you are doing
totally-
damage.
yeah, no,
You're
we-
actually
we-
doing
no,
pretty
we-
considerable damage.
I'm reconsidering my moves. We're killing her now.
Oh,
All right.
fuck, okay.
If that is what you would like
It's
to
just
do.
it's not feasible to do the other thing. As much as I want to, it really just isn't
Yeah.
feasible.
What are you?
Yeah.
Are you?
Because like,
are
okay,
you
if we
thinking
get
what I'm
if we get
thinking?
rid of this one, and if you guys get rid of this one of us has to go to this pallet here to get the axe, and then that axe has to travel all the way over there, and then we somehow need to get a plant from here over there. That is 85.
I suppose I
and
have an idea, but
55. So
What's
it
your
would
idea?
be 20 that way, 30, 25, and
I
then
would have
it's just
to,
not doable.
I'd have to use an action to.
What would you like to do?
I would like to get her attention and use hypnotic gaze.
Okay. Let me check what hypnotic gaze does exactly.
I think it's an action though.
Yes, if you'd like, I can undo the damage that you just did. We can have you do hypnotic gaze.
Yeah, okay.
Target can see you were here.
Wait.
Proceed a wisdom saving. Yeah.
No, sorry. You can keep talking. I'm thinking because I'm like, Sam. You're making the gears turn in my head.
We could make it work feasibly.
I
You
don't
could.
know, look, okay,
Argyle.
wait,
Argyle can go from place to place.
And we also have someone who has Misty Step.
Indeed.
Is there any way I
but
can
not,
get?
but not
can
the
I make-
spell slots to use it.
Is there any way?
No.
Is there any way I can make Argyle
Oh,
use hypnotic gaze?
Actually, it is a range of 5 feet. I feel like that would technically work. If that is what you would
Okay.
like, Argyle. Oh, I'll let you move them if you want.
Oh. Can
Argyle-
have a go?
Hey,
Is
Argyle.
he considered part of? Is he me or is he a separate turn?
Argyle is actually considered a separate turn. They follow your actions. So they will just sort of. I think they will literally hop on top of Cassian's head and just stare at the aspect of sorrow. And I will say,
Yes.
because of the 17 persuasion check, they will not have advantage on this wisdom saving throw. However, they need to. All they need to beat is a 10, so they need a 7 or higher.
Okay.
But I will drag it onto them. Oh my god, it was on 4. The hypnotic
Oh,
gaze
fuck.
does not take effect, unfortunately.
All right. Cool. Well, at least I still hit it, right?
Yeah, you still got her with the damage. I believe, how much movement does Argyle have? Because I think he has quite a lot.
Honestly, he's a rat. I don't know.
He's a rat, but all familiars share the same stat block.
Oh. Then he has
I think it's
30.
just. I imagine just 30.
or
Um,
half that.
you've moved him here, 20. Is there anywhere else you'd like to put him?
No.
No.
Just
Okay.
leave him on Castian's head for now.
In that case, the aspect is going to steal.
Fuck.
Great.
Unless Mop would like to make a martial check. You can if you'd like. You don't have to.
Martial check. I would like to make a martial check.
Make me a wisdom.
A wisdom regular.
That is a success. I'll read them off to you again. Detect life, incorporeal movement, corrupting gaze, miserable visage, wail, and succumb.
What's succumb?
Any one creature of the aspects that is currently stunned by the aspect's miserable visage, which is 3 of you right now, must make a DC 14 wisdom saving throw or be charmed by the aspect, having to follow
Oh.
her instructions to the best of their ability.
Oh, okay.
This charm can be dispelled by damaging the creature or a lesser restoration.
Okay. That's nice. I'd like to pass to.
They're stealing.
Oh, they're
I think.
stealing? Oh, okay.
They are stealing. They are going to use succumb. They're going to choose at random.
Oh fuck.
That would be Cassian. Cassian, let me move Argyle off of you so I can throw this onto you. That is actually a success. Cassian,
Woo.
the aspect leans down and crouches down with their hands on their knees, and they look into your eyes for a moment, and you look up as tears begin to stream down your face, and she says, I understand what you're going through. You may not be able to know what I am, but I can help you. I can set you free. And you feel this sort of wave of emotion cross over you. What does Cassian think about to not be charmed?
Oh man. Honest to God,
Mhm.
the first thing that would probably go through their head would be, so what's the, like, what would the emotion, like, going through them be best described as?
Grief. Grief.
Okay. The thing that pulls them out of that is, at first they cower their head probably a bit, and they feel like this grief just like overtake them. But it's very similar to something that they have felt before, and their family comes to mind. And then they remember why they're there, and I would imagine that they're going to be stubborn about it, and they're just thinking about, like, they're thinking about their son, their grandkids, they're thinking about, like, people that they remember meeting
Mm-hmm.
before, and then they remember the party that they're currently with, and then they remember that they have to do what they can to protect them.
Alrighty. And I think that pushes you through the charm as you raise your head up. Still sort of deeply saddened, but somehow confusing the aspect as she does not understand why this isn't working. And then I think she will actually pass to you, Cassian. You are currently stunned and proned, so I think all I'm going to ask of you is to make a wisdom saving throw. I'll sort of drag it onto
Okay.
you. And this will happen at the end of your turn.
Okay.
That is a
Hey.
success.
Oh,
You are
fuck
no longer stunned and proned. You stand up, you wipe your eyes, you grab your axe. You will not succumb to this.
Yeah.
But that will happen at the end of your turn. Who would you like to pass to?
Okay. It's the start of the turn. Who hasn't gone yet? Kovak and Mop
Everyone
have
except
gone,
for
right?
Mop. Everyone except for Mop.
Okay. Everyone. Okay. Okay. Kovak, would you like to go?
I mean, literally the only thing I can do is roll my save, but yeah, why not?
Absolutely. I'll drag that save onto you.
You got this. You got this.
That is a success.
Yeah.
You are no longer stunned or proned. Kovak, what do you do to get through the sadness?
Rage.
Okay, that's fair. That's absolutely fair.
Not the barbarian equivalent, but the orcish one, and it is just... It's not happy. It's not a good sight. This face hasn't cried for a while, but it's a sensation that it never wants to feel again. And you can read that on his expression as he fucking hoists himself up, you know, using his glaive as a bit of a guarding bolt, and he's turning to look at the aspect now.
Alrighty. Who would you like to pass to, Kovak?
Should we just get the stun people to roll, and then...
Do
If
it.
you'd like.
Yeah, okay. I'll throw it to Craggle then.
Yippee!
Craggle.
Yeah, I will toss that saving throw onto you again. You got a hot streak going. It doesn't last.
Guys
You-
hate me!
Nuclear
You-
bomb. Nuclear
You
bomb.
are just sort of on the ground. You tears are just hitting the pavement beneath you. You are confused, distracted, and upset.
It's because Amaya called her short.
Okay.
What? a simple-
Don't act like this is my fault.
Oh, it's not. It's not. It's the aspect.
Who would you like to pass to? I actually think Amaya is the only one left at this point. But
I was gonna go to Amaya even if she wasn't the only one left.
all right, Amaya, you are not stunned and prone. You have your full action available. Your full turn.
I do.
Elliot, your idea is a great one. I'm terrified. I don't
okay.
think it'll work. I think we should just focus on getting her.
Do we want to meta plan then?
I'll allow a little bit of talk. I'll allow a little bit of talk.
All right. So the meta plan. All right, chat. The meta plan.
It only
Yeah.
took me like 2 minutes after. Hold on. Do you want to go first, Sam?
No, I was just gonna say kill. That's my bit.
Oh, okay. All right. So it only took me 2 minutes after my turn ended to figure out what the fuck Dust was saying. Sorry, chat. That took me a little bit. Here's what I sort of think: to kill these two, and then we somehow get them to over here.
I will
if
tell
we
you
can.
straight off the bat, from the last room, you remember you only needed 2 of these guys dead for the hunt.
Oh, what
Oh.
the fuck?
Yeah.
Yeah. What the fuck were you telling me, Sam? That we needed all of them dead?
Okay, because 2 of them was all
You
of
think
them.
I was gonna say
Ellie.
you? Yeah. Okay. No, it's a fair. That is a fair assumption, Sam. I do not fault you for that. But from the last room, you only remember that 2 needed to be dead.
Okay, cool. Do we want to kill this motherfucker and somehow get it over here?
Okay,
give me a second.
Okay. The one thing that I'm so hung up about is that fucking whale ability, because
Mm-hmm.
Ellie's posited the idea that it might be like the on death's door thing that she does. So if we try to kill her, then she'll use it. That's not how whale works, is it, Dust? I don't think it is, from what I remember, because it wiped out a
Actions?
party at full health.
Actions in terms of there are very few monsters that have actions that like activate as they get to a certain point of health. You think when she uses whale is completely her decision, and if you wanted to figure out when she was going to use it, you would have to use your martial check for an insight to see what was going to happen.
And that is exactly what's hanging up on me, because it's like at any point she can just screw all of us royally. So
It's true.
I genuinely think that
you also haven't
that
martial checked
option-
her whale. You don't know if it's
I
different.
haven't, because the fucking martial check that I rolled was a 1, and I'm sad about that. But look, it's very clear to us that she's undead, right?
Yes, she's very undead.
I have a radiant smite. It just, I'd be stupid not to. Like,
Sure.
it's not what I really want to do, but in terms of surviving this encounter, it's what I think we have to do. Don't get me wrong, it'd be cool as hell to do like the ritual and then somehow it cleanses something and
I will say I have a vague memory of Dust looking over certain stats and going, "Oh, I'm absolutely not going to do that to you guys." And we didn't know what it was about. But
I
I
didn't.
want to say it was about that whale. So if we can martial check and see if Dust has like changed things so that we don't
Yeah.
die, I think that's a good idea for for the next turn. And the fact that Dust is giggling makes me think that we should martial check the whale and then plan our lovely plan and plot around it.
okay. So
Sorry.
Amaya has a really good wisdom, right?
Mm-hmm.
So
Amaya.
we've just sort of run
What
through the ideas while you were gone.
Sorry, I'm still like half gone. I have a fucking real estate agent on like my phone line right now. I'm so sorry.
Oh, that's so funny.
So you're all good.
That's
Okay.
okay.
What we want to try to do, Ellie, we
Real
want to try to martial check and get the full details on the whale, because I know, out of character, I know meta, what it normally does. Dust could have modified it, and that's what we're thinking.
That's what I think.
maybe it's not as bad as it could be because,
Right.
but we have sort of discerned that she can just do it at any point. It's not like an on death's door thing.
Do you want me to? Do you want me to use my wisdom?
Yes, yes,
I,
yes.
absolutely, because you know.
Can I use insight for that actually? Since it's just one thing that we want to focus on.
I will let you use insight. Yes.
Okay,
Inside
cool.
of a whale.
Would you like to
Oh,
use your
why?
inspiration?
Oh.
Would you like to use
You
your
do
inspiration?
Yes.
Yes. Go ahead and roll it.
Oh,
Can't get any worse from here. See?
Yep, that's what you
God.
need. With an insight of
I gotta
17.
go back. Back.
Yes, absolutely. I will give you a couple things. Looking at specifically the whale, I'll read out to you what it does. The aspect releases a mournful wail, provided that it isn't in sunlight. Currently, it isn't. This whale has no effect on constructs or undead. None of those exist here. All other creatures within 30 feet of her that can hear her must make a DC 16 Constitution saving throw. On a failure, the creature drops to 0 hit points. On a success, the creature takes 3d6 psychic damage. This is the big part. This attack takes 1 action to prepare and another to complete.
Oh, okay.
Yay!
So it will take 2 full turns for her to unleash this thing. And it, yeah. And I will add the 30 feet was supposed to be changed. It is longer. Basically, if you are within the arena, unless you are like on a wall or something, you're gonna get hit by it.
okay, so it's not 30 feet.
It is not 30 feet. I apologize.
Son
for
of a
that.
bitch, you had me so excited for a moment because I thought to myself, hey, if we could just move? No.
If it was within 30 feet, then you would just be able to dodge it, which is the point. But this is final boss moment.
I know.
Well, of the dungeon.
No, I know.
Um,
Okay, yeah, well,
but
with that knowledge, I mean...
with the 17 in insight, I think that you can figure out that she is going to like you think she's going to do it soon. You
And
think at
hypothetically-
maximum you have 3 turns until she unleashes the whale.
Yeah, that's not enough fucking time.
You
Like,
don't know
really?
You don't know that
really,
at all.
No, I'm telling you, it is not. To do what
Right.
to do what we want to do, it's not enough time.
No, okay, so I
powdered my
reckon I reckon that like the ritual stuff we can do that after. Like the bowls and stuff, we can do that after we get this lady under control, right? That's what I'm thinking.
Rue?
You know that you can like prolong her attacks. You guys have done that before.
And how did we do that?
You talk to her. You distract her.
Fuck, okay.
Who's good at talking?
We have 2 people with persuasion proficiencies, and that's Mop and myself.
Oh, I didn't It's okay.
So hypothetically, Mop could absolutely pull this off. But no, the whale is getting to me, man. The whale is
It's-
getting to me.
Listen,
We'll be
listen. 3d6 psychic is not terrible. Okay.
Dropping to 0 is.
Okay, we have. It'll be fine. It'll be fine. You can't let it get in your head because if it gets in your head, you're gonna get it's. That's how we lose. You
It's
can't
in
let
my
it.
head.
If
It's
it
in my
gets in your head,
head.
you've already lost the
It's in
game.
my
You
head.
Bubble is channeling her inner narrator from Slay the Princess, and I love her for that. Anyway,
Here's what I will give you regarding the whale though and its range. If you are within the arena, anywhere within the arena, you will be hit by it. There are doors. There are doors leading to different spaces.
I'm gonna kill you.
we could
I
just
don't
be
have
like, hey,
maps.
sorry, love, just give us a wee second.
Yeah,
Steps outside.
I don't have maps for those, obviously, but like there are like spaces you can avoid this. But if you are out here
Okay.
actively doing things, it is gonna get you.
Okay, yeah, no, I think we need to prolong it a little bit because I think Shasta might be away for a little bit, and you know, let's just keep talking about this because this is huge. If we could pull this off, then it might be big, could be big, chat, but I'm
Okay.
also look, we've already fucked her up real bad. Look at that health bar.
Yeah,
That is.
3/4.
Let me show you what her health bar actually looks like, really quick.
Okay, I don't like when you do this.
That's more like
Okay.
450.
I don't
Yeah,
like
if
when
you
do that.
go to the combat
Combat
Tabletop
tracker?
list.
Are you looking at my combat
Yeah.
tracker, you fucker?
no.
I.
Okay, right. In
That's
my
so funny.
defense, I didn't realize we weren't allowed to look at that. So
You aren't necessarily not allowed to. Just it's.
Okay.
That's where like all of my little secrets are.
Yeah.
I know your secrets, Dust.
I
But
don't.
no, don't
No.
worry, don't worry. I'm not looking at it now. I didn't
Okay.
realize.
You're fine. You're fine.
Mm,
I have this
Okay.
bar here so you guys can see her health. I'm not gonna be too upset if you can see it. But
Yeah.
mhm.
Okay.
Well,
How
okay.
far can
Huh?
Wolf Cassian
Wassian.
run? Like Wessian? How far can Wassian run?
So here's something
Like,
that's
what's
really
the
cool
movement
about D&D and sort of action economy with objects. And I don't know if you remember this, Sam, which is why it is possible, this ritual.
I'll kill myself.
Object interaction does not count as an action. That is just
Which
a
means you can
thing.
dash.
Yes. Which means, Cassian, if you became wolf mode and you used a dash action, I think you would literally dash about 70 feet in any direction, and then you would be
Holy
able to
fuck.
use an object interaction to grab it.
Dude, it's the fucking scene from I'm thinking, right? Hear me out, chat. Could be huge. Could be Gigantosaurus, right?
Morris. Giganomosaurus.
We have Mop talk to the aspect. And then me as well if Mop ever looks like they're failing, right? We
Holy
don't
shit.
attack her, so she can't steal it from us, so we have the upper hand.
Yeah.
Hypothetically, legendary actions notwithstanding.
Mhm.
By the way, is Whale legendary?
No, that is it is an action. The only legendary
Alright.
action she has is to share one's grief.
Or everyone's group,
Gotcha. Okay. So
sorry,
yeah, if we
I'm back.
You're back.
You're
We-
good. Well,
they've just been
we're
talking.
still strategizing. We're still in complete pause because Shast also had to go
Okay.
late for a moment. But okay,
It's still your turn,
yeah.
Amaya.
So object
Is it-
interaction
I'm so sorry.
You're
isn't
okay.
an
No, you're
action.
fine.
So we keep talking to her, right? And then
Yeah.
we kill one of these specters. We get the one of it. I'll go get the axe, right? And I'm thinking, right? See, hear me out.
Yeah. Right.
I throw the axe, and you catch it in your mouth as a wolf,
Mhm.
right? You put that shit in there, and then we put something in the provider's thing. We're probably gonna need to get one of the flowers that are here. Probably just gonna have to do that.
Mhm.
Like you could shift into the wolf and hold your action hypothetically. Wait, no, that is an action. Wait, you didn't use action search. You can do two. And then you can like hold it and just say that the triggering event is when I pick up the axe, right? Cassian will move here, grab a flower,
Yeah.
and then run back to catch the axe as it gets yoited. Could be an idea. I'm
Hmm.
also horribly not confident in it, but you know,
I
this
think
might
the
this might work.
one thing is that I think it definitely would be feasible, but if Cassian were to move, it would be an opportunity attack.
You
That
have
is true.
not seen her
Um,
take any opportunity attack so far. You
also
genuinely
true.
don't know if she has one.
He does
I'm
not
so
have
funny.
reactions. Counterspell that.
It's not that
no.
she doesn't have reactions. She's only used ranged attacks so far.
Great. Maybe she.
I'm looking at my traits when I'm shifted, though.
Yeah,
So,
look at those.
really quick, I believe after looking at a sort of shifter and what they do, you get to choose one of the additional benefits. The one that
Okay.
you want here is Swift
It's
Stride.
Swift Stride.
And I
Right,
believe
okay.
that is the one that you chose beforehand, but that also means that I will have to get rid of Beast Hide and Longtooth.
Yeah,
Because
that's fair.
those are not things that you have.
Okay, that's grand.
I
My
will go ahead
powers
and do
are
that
leaving me. I'm joking.
then.
No, that's so fair. Okay.
It's wild.
Okay, so you said the wolf cast's movement speed in the wolf form is 70 feet or 70, right?
It's actually if you use a dash action, it's actually 80 feet.
Holy shit. Okay.
You have
So-
40 feet of movement as Wolf.
Okay. Okay. So what was it that you said, Sam? For cast to shift, grab the flower, and then, or was it?
Yeah, I mean,
think you wanted
the
to
flower
touch the
is
axe.
because we'll need something for the provider. Unless one of you, for some reason, Bubble,
Yes.
does Craggletooth have any moss in their pocket?
I mean, they would.
Oh,
I'm
shit.
sure she does. I'm
Hey.
sure she does.
Bubble, I think we've got it. Never mind. Neglect everything I just said. See,
It's a
we've got this
stat.
shit.
It's a snack
I'm
with
telling
a
you, I
row.
was gonna say you're
Absolutely.
saying it's impossible, but you have every tool at your disposal.
Okay, I
Real
said it was
quick, where is the
impossible because
axe?
I was looking at the fucking distances and I was like, chat, are we cooked?
Right.
But
Where's
no.
the?
The
axe
axe
will-
is
The axe
not
will have
there
to spawn
yet.
here,
It'll be right there.
but it will
Oh,
have
so
to
who
spawn
has
there
it?
once.
Who has it?
Nobody
No one.
does.
We have to kill one of these specters and then it will appear.
Ah, got you. Right. Okay.
So it'll appear
Okay.
there, right? And then I'm thinking if I yeet it across the way, because my thrown ability is kind of huge. I use javelins, right? And the distance in which I have disadvantage on those sorts of thrown weapon attacks is 120, which is not
Fair.
even the length of
It-
this.
I will tell you, it will be in like an athletics check that you would do.
That's fine.
Proficiency,
And I'm semi-confident. However,
Knock on wood right now, please.
all right, I knocked on wood.
Okay, thank you.
But hang on. Yeah, that's actual wood. All right. I had to lean over and knock on my countertop. But
Actually, I think no, I actually don't
Ooh.
think you would need to roll for that. Now that I'm thinking about it, because you're just throwing it. You're not trying to hit anybody. And if you're just throwing it in a fucking straight line, then
I'm
I
beaming it.
yeah.
Beaming a pistol.
It is a whole axe, right?
Mhm.
So I think you'd only be able to throw it 60 feet. If you wanted to throw it further, you would need to roll. But
Okay.
you
That's fine.
fucking throw it from here in here. That'd be so funny.
I
No.
beam it.
Okay, but with that, I'm gonna say that Table Talk has concluded. We're back around.
Okay.
Amaya.
Yes.
I believe you took your wisdom check. They learned what they needed to learn. You still have an action and a bonus action. What would you like to do?
Specters.
Okay.
I will
I think-
just sort of to sort of set the scene again because we've done a lot of meta talking, right? Mop has a witch bolt connected to the aspect. Cassian and Kovak have come out of their stupor, but Craggletooth is still not doing great. And there is one specter remaining over here, as well as two over here, but they don't really seem to be doing much besides existing.
They're just vibing.
I think with that sort of in mind, I don't exactly have too many spell slots left. I have 2 first level and then 1 second level, and I really keep that just in case I need to, if all else fails, need to cast Moonbeam or Spiritual Weapon.
Mhm.
What I'm gonna do, I think, looking at my first levels, I want to cast Shield of Faith again, but I think that would break concentration on
Mop. It would.
It would. Damn. Okay. I. Wait, actually, hold on. I just realized. Would Silvery Barbs help?
Silvery
all.
Barbs is a reaction. You can use that
So-
on someone when they do something to give them disadvantage. And then after, like when you cast that spell at the same time, you can give somebody else advantage.
Okay.
It could still be good.
Yeah, that is a
It could still
reaction
be
though.
good.
Like you can't cast
Yeah.
that right now. You would have to.
Yeah, in a
Damn.
pinch.
However,
it should be
like
good, though.
for example, if you, I don't think like if you wanted to cast Moonbeam on the aspect, and they had to make a saving throw, you could then, as a reaction with the saving throw, give them disadvantage.
Okay.
If you wanted to do that. But like that's just an example of something you could do. I'm not telling you to do that at all.
No, I'm kind of don't exactly want to attack the aspect anymore because I feel like that the lightning that Mop is going to provide will probably just like be enough.
Mm-hmm.
Can I everything else is really just offensive, which I'm gonna change on my long rest. Can I just hold my action?
Sure. You can also use an action to help Craggletooth if you wanted.
Oh, actually, I will do that then.
Okay.
Yay!
So that they will make their wisdom save with advantage.
Yeah.
In that case.
Maya apologizes for calling them short.
Mhm.
Immediately comes out of it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now that is the top of the round. So I think with that, she's not going to steal because you didn't do any damage to her, but she is going to take her Paragon action. As what is? I gotta make sure I get the right one. Okay, I see what I did wrong. That's okay. She is going to look. Who's she gonna look at? She's kind of like. She wouldn't want to hurt Cassian. Mop is actively hurting her. And Kovak is just always a threat. So I'll say odds Mop, even Kovak.
Oh fuck.
Yeah.
Kovak.
Thank God.
Okay.
Good.
Um,
I like that.
they're gonna
Don't
look at
fucking
you.
hurt the goddamn enchanter.
I don't. Does that hit? That does hit, just barely. Now, Maya,
You could silvery bombs.
this is a situation where Silvery Barbs would work as a reaction. You can just cast Silvery Barbs and they'll get disadvantage.
Yeah. You,
Okay. Go
You know
ahead
what?
and take
Yeah,
up.
fuck
Go
it.
ahead and take up one of your first level spell slots. Who would you like to give advantage to?
I'll give advantage to Kobak, I think, because it is also.
Absolutely.
Nope,
Oh,
more
fuck.
than likely, Sam, you're gonna steal.
Wow. Look at that.
Yes!
It worked perfectly. You
Look
see.
at that!
You watch as the aspect of sorrow looks to you, tears streaming down her face. This sort of just deafening sadness begins to sprout out at you, and then you watch as these silvery barbs begin to sprout from from her face and begin to cover her eyes.
Oh man.
And she sort of tears away at them for a moment. But the gaze does not happen to it does not hit you. However, with her legendary action, she can also enforce an additional saving throw of succumb. And so the only person that
Is
affects
that
right
only on
now,
a stunned person? Yeah.
yes, is Craggletooth. So she's gonna do a wisdom saving throw on Craggletooth. Do you want? I will let you choose here, Maya. Do you want to give advantage on this roll, or do you want to give advantage on Craggletooth? Breaking free of the charm.
I think this one's a good one to.
I think this one.
Yeah.
Okay. I will go ahead and do that then. Oh, it didn't do it twice. That's okay. I don't know why it decided not to do it twice. Oh my.
Ah,
With a 7, Craggletooth. Craggletooth, on the ground, begins to stand up as you begin to approach her, Amaya. And I think, Craggletooth, you begin to point a finger, like a little finger gun, at Amaya as flame begins to erupt from your hand.
Oh.
have a fire
And
bolt.
I think that she's gonna pass to Craggletooth at the start of this round. And I believe, I think she's gonna ask you to try and kill Amaya. Now, believe it or not, Craggletooth is one of the few people who this is very good, because Craggletooth currently has 0 spell slots.
Yeah, I was gonna say out of everyone.
So the most you're gonna get hit with is a cantrip here.
Oh man.
Yeah, because I don't have any weapons even.
You have a dagger, I think. Do you not?
Sorry.
Don't stab on my head the second time in this church. Sorry.
No, I don't have a. I don't think I have a dagger. Or
I
it's
guess
not
cast
on my weapon.
Firebolt then. Yeah.
Yeah. Well,
Go ahead. This is so
love
funny
you,
to me.
Maya.
Oh no, you shouldn't have
You
advantage.
don't.
You shouldn't have advantage there. But
No, it's
oh,
disadvantage. 'cause it's
disadvantage.
So small.
Well, you shouldn't have had that either.
Well,
Because
'cause I'm
you are no
like-
longer stunned or prone.
Okay.
What did you get? I'll go ahead. I'll roll this
I
one.
dropped it.
Oh, you roll it. We'll use yours. It doesn't matter.
Okay.
Why did it
well,
give me
I-
advantage? Fucking quit it. I swear to God. That's a 20. That's a 20. Go ahead and roll the firebolt damage on Amaya.
Okay. Sorry, Maya.
6 fire damage.
6.
As the firebolt slams into you, Amaya, you can steal if you would like. Unless you had anything else you want to do, Craggletooth, to try and hurt your friend.
Does
Um,
Craggletooth have to roll saving throws to get out
No.
of this? Or are they
The
just
only-
cooked?
You actually, I'll remind, because this is one of the things that you read on with your things.
Mhm.
It can be dispelled by damaging the creature or a lesser restoration.
Or less restoration.
Great. I like that.
So
Um,
all Amaya would technically need to do is just hit Craggletooth.
slap the shit out of Craggletooth.
Smack her across
Oh,
the
it's
Yeah.
actually- Oh.
Unfortunately,
Punch
Craggletooth does have an AC of 17.
Yeah. And I think I don't know if the aspect would want Craggletooth to do this, but Craggletooth could potentially hide as a bonus action.
This is really dependent on Craggletooth. What Craggletooth thinks would help him kill Amaya in this moment.
Yeah, she's gonna hide.
Go ahead and roll stealth check, and Amaya roll perception.
Am I good at perception?
well,
My,
actually, your passive perception is 12, so you just kind of win.
Tries to hide.
Yeah,
behind
you
Taylor.
don't even need to. You don't. It's fine. She tries to hide behind a pillar, and even for her small size, there is so clearly not enough space there.
Hear me out. If you were to hear me out. If you were to run up to Craggletooth and like shove her against the wall, that'd be enough to do like 1d4 bludgeoning.
Sure, you'd have to make a strength check.
And I don't think Craggletooth's all that strong, am I?
No.
No.
So that's so silly because Craggletooth is so strong with a -2 modifier.
Yeah, I'm just saying, Ellie.
Mhm.
It's an idea.
You can steal at the top of this round because
Yes.
you did get hit.
Yeah, okay. So, Amaya already got bullied by somebody once in this church already. Shout out to Mop, the homie.
Mm-hmm.
Can Amaya, as Craggletooth goes to hide, can
Oh
Amaya
shit! Wait, let me super quick.
kind of just
Sorry.
like
Okay, you dropped concentration on Shield of Faith, but continue.
Oh. Wait, was that because she got hit?
Yeah, because she got hit.
Got it. Okay.
That's okay. Continue.
I think that's fine anyways. Can Amaya kind of like I guess to grab
Yep.
Craggletooth and kind of just shove her against the pillar?
All right, I want both of you to make contested strength checks. There's no fucking way.
No.
There's no way.
Wait, no, that's a save. That's a save.
That's a save.
Not a
That's a
check.
save, not a check.
Oh,
Craggletooth.
save, not check.
This could be huge.
Come on!
12. It's still more.
Come on, Amaya!
This is
No fucking
absolutely
way.
insane.
Come on!
I will say.
Fuck you.
I'm
Say
so
whatever you
I
sorry.
want.
feared this
bitch.
happening. I feared this. Amaya does
It-
not win here.
It's only cantrips.
That's all I can do. I will say that's a martial check though. As you run up and try and slam them in, it doesn't seem to connect as you guys are just kind of fighting with each other.
Yeah.
It's like a
You
cat
have a-
fight. Like
You have an action.
You
You have an action.
you have a cantrip that doesn't require an attack roll.
You do.
You do have Toll the Dead.
I do?
You do have Toll the
Wait.
Dead. They'd have to make a wisdom saving throw and beat a 15.
Okay. Oh, they'll.
If Craggletooth beats this, I'm shitting myself.
I
if
swear to
Craggletooth
God.
beats
Oh,
this,
it only
I'm gonna-
takes. It only takes 1d8 necrotic damage because Craggletooth isn't exactly injured.
Indeed.
It's an injury, yeah.
Indeed.
Yeah. Okay. Namaya does not want any more kind of like possessed-ish people like just fucking after her. She's just tired and she wants to get out of this dingy ass church.
Absolutely. You're actually in the
mm.
sewers right now. Continue.
Oh, even better. So Amaya is gonna cast Toll the Dead on
Alright,
Criggletooth to kind
drag.
of just get them to stop.
Drag the Wiz DC. Okay. Okay, that is a failure. You take 1d8 necrotic damage. You hear bells. Damn! You hear bells begin to ring throughout your head, Criggletooth, and it immediately blocks out the charm. As you kind of snap to it.
Criggletooth,
fuck?
like, puts her hands over her ears and, like, pulls a face and like, looks at Amaya, squinting, like, raising an eyebrow, like, why did you do that?
To ultimately beat the shit out of me, Criggletooth. And you shot a fireball at me. Firebolt.
Criggletooth looks from Amaya to the Spectre, then back to Amaya. Well, did I hit you?
Yes, you did, and it hurt.
Alright.
Okay, at least I know it's working.
It
Awful.
was it not working before? Were
Criggletooth
you just
decides not to
shooting in the
mention
dark?
she
So-
opts not to mention the fact that she missed the first firebolt at that one guy.
Oh my god.
So with that, Amaya, who'd you like to pass to? I'm gonna be a little bit more snappy.
Okay, yeah,
Get from
sorry.
turn to turn. No, you're okay. You're okay. We've resolved the charmed people. Now it's time for the plan.
Okay. I passed to Kobok.
Kolvak, it's your go.
I mean, you
Fucking-
already know what the fuck better.
Fucking
you
kick
already
his
know what the
ass.
fuck better
Kick his
happen.
ass.
You already
Kick his
know
ass.
what the fuck.
Do the math.
And it's with
Get him.
advantage on this roll?
Yes, it is with advantage. You're gonna just straight up kill it. Don't even roll. It dies.
No,
I-
I'm wrong. Fuck you. No, mama.
It dies.
Overkill.
The partially resisted get fucked.
Yeah, it absolutely dies there. And you see as the little red glob hits the floor and then shoots up past you and lands in here, and then you hear something clanking against the ceramic of the bowl.
And that's a familiar sort of a clanking, in it?
Yeah,
You know?
for sure.
Well,
Okay.
we're gonna make a break for it.
You can get to about
Um,
here.
About that? Okay.
Yeah.
He's making a break for it. And all the while he's making this break, he's sort of like slightly got his head turned, watching the others, and he's muttering under his breath, please don't fucking die, please don't fucking die, please don't fucking die, please don't fucking die. As he's making a mad fucking dash for this. You already know I'm about to do that next next turn.
All right, who'd you like to pass to?
I mean, we gotta set up the we gotta set up the dog. So I'm gonna throw it to my man, my main man Cassian.
Cassian, it's your go.
My main go.
boy. What do you want me to do, Sam? Because the wolf form, well, actually,
I believe
Does.
shifting is it an action? We're gonna find out right now.
yes, it's an abilities. So, shifting, I have 3 more times that I'm able to shift, I believe.
Indeed.
So, if worst comes to worst, am I able to hold the form for another minute and just use, like,
Shifting. So each round in combat is 6 seconds. So you have 10 turns basically
Oh,
to use
fuck
this.
yeah.
Yeah. No, you
Oh,
trust
fuck
me.
yeah.
Trust me. If you shift, you will not be going back. that is that. And it takes a bonus action. So.
I am so happy for that. Okay.
mhm.
Would Kovac be making, like, any, like, motions to cast to show that he wants them to shift, or...
Yeah, I mean he's probably gonna be motioning for the
Ah.
bowl at the very least. He's gonna be like,
Mhm.
you know, he points to the hunter bowl. He then makes like a throw motion, and then he points to the builder bowl to be like you know, sort of like a hey, what do you think?
I just think it'd be really funny if Kovac,
So-
like, did, like, the pointed ears up motion with his hands, like, on his head
So
to indicate.
here's the thing, Cassian. If you
Hello.
shift right now, you can just make it to the axe.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking as well.
You could just straight up get to the axe.
You could just do that. You know what?
Yeah. Yeah.
Do it.
Yeah, I was thinking that. Where is the axe right now? It's at the bottom bowl, right?
Right
Yeah.
here. Yeah.
That one? Fantastic. Okay.
And then hold on. If I I can make it to the
You can make it?
I can make it. It's just I could make it. This could be huge. No, I'm not gonna ask if I can reverse my movement.
No.
'cause
Okay.
that's
I
already
think
happened,
I
but-
think Kovak here is under the assumption of I'm gonna have to throw this, and Cassian is like, yeah, of course, I'll just go get it. But,
I'll
like,
just go get it.
I
yeah,
Like
I'll
the dog
fetch.
that I am. Like that dog that I am.
I'll fetch. Okay.
I got that dog in me.
Got the dog in me. Okay. I think that Kovak would be motioning to the axe, and I think the cast would just because now that the party knows that they're a werewolf, they're going to be a lot less like anxious about it. So I think they're going to shift to the wolf form. To run
Absolutely.
and grab the axe.
I will go ahead and drag Cassian over there while I
Okay.
do this. Sorry, it does take a lot of
Just
time to
fun.
change this token.
You are so fine.
That's so big. That's so huge. You're a genius. See, I didn't even think about it.
I just love the wolf form. Okay.
Wolf form is really cool.
Yeah, you
Okay.
use all of your
Okay.
movement. You run over here. You also gain some temporary hit points. Actually, you already have those from last time, so I just won't get rid of that.
I got that dog.
I was wrong, by the way. This won't affect your plan. I was wrong. You can only use it twice. You can only shift twice per long rest instead of 4 times.
Ah.
But that's okay.
Because
It's all good right now.
We'll have to do it.
Okay.
Fingers crossed. Touch wood.
But you run up and you grab the axe. So Kovak, you are running towards the axe, and you see this. You see Cassian in humanoid form jump past the aspect of sorrow, and then as they pass the aspect, you see a wolf leap onto the wood and begin just beelining it over here, skidding, and then dashing forward over here, grabbing the axe.
And Kovak
That's
comedically,
pretty badass.
Kovak comedically skids to a stop, takes a second, and then starts like he's gonna start bolting the other way now that he sees that Cassian has a much better idea.
It just
Um,
it sounds so Looney Tune to me.
Literally.
Shasta, have you
Also-
returned?
Yes, I have returned. Hi. Sorry.
Lovely. Okay.
Hey.
Let me set it out for you right now, Shasta. All right.
Oh, you're trying
We
to get
have-
the thing done, yeah.
We have the axe, so we don't need to kill any more of the specters. We have the axe, right?
Uh-huh.
We're about to get it into the builder's bowl next turn when I'm able to dash and then Cassian's able to throw it. Because I'm thinking that's probably what we're still going to have to do, right?
Mhm.
Yeah, if it's 60 feet, then
Now, Cassian, let me
Um,
clarify. Cassian cannot throw this thing. There's no
Fuck.
reality in which Cassian
alright,
in
well,
wolf
your
form
mama,
can
which
throw
hit
this.
it is.
However,
Yeah.
Cassian
Well,
can get
mama.
about here. If you wanted, Cassian, you could pass it off. And then you would be
what I
able
was
to
thinking.
do, what's it called? 30 feet, 20 feet. Yeah, you just have to use a dash action. But you would just have to
I'd be
pass it
able
off like a
dash,
baton.
and I'd yell to Craggletooth to then move the 25 to stuff some moss in that shit. So
Okay.
what we need, what I'm thinking you got to do, Shasta, if you're still following me, right?
Alright.
We're able to distract her by talking to her. You are I think the only other person aside from me with a proficiency in persuasion, right? Talk to her. Keep her
Okay.
busy, and it's just I'm gonna pray to God that you're not gonna like. Maybe should we should probably dispel the witch bolt that you have on her then, just to be like, hey, maybe
That
don't
is-
kill me just yet.
Yeah, that is also up to Mop, who would have to interpret what is happening. I will say, Mop, what you have
Yeah.
seen so far,
It's
like
what
I would
Is
say,
what I wanted to do earlier.
yeah. Given what you saw in the last room and that you were the one that kind of figured out the last puzzle, you can definitely piece together like, okay, they're trying to do the ritual, because you saw the globs go into here to make the axe, and then you saw Cassian leap down here to grab the axe, and is clearly making a beeline over here. So you choose what you can do. Kovak is also trying to like relay some messages to you just by looks and and whatnot.
And gestures. I feel I just got a horrible pang in my stomach, and I'm not gonna think about it too much.
Mhm.
We'll be fine.
Okay.
We'll be fine.
You're
but-
okay.
Because
We got
but-
this. We got
really,
this.
With that-
Got this.
I don't want these ritual things to be a red fucking herring, and all of this to be for naught.
You got this.
Why would I do that?
You're evil.
I
you don't
don't.
pull punches. You admit it as much.
Yeah, I don't pull
Yes.
punches, but I also don't like. I don't put sand in your eyes and then punch you in the stomach. Like
Sorry,
I'm not gonna trick
Fair
you.
fight.
I
Yeah,
have
Picture
DM
this,
trauma.
picture this, picture this.
I have DM trauma. All right.
I'm so sorry, but
We
but
do
with
the
that,
ritual and then
Cassian.
just cast a whale on us.
But yeah, Cassian's turn has ended. Mop, what would you like to do? You still have the Witch Bolt honor because, believe it or not, your turn did not come up while you were away.
Yeah.
But so if you would like to dispel that, you can. That does not take anything. That just happens. But
I
it's
would
up
like
to you.
I would like to dispel.
Alrighty. You dispel the Witch Bolt. What would you like to do? You have an action, martial check, bonus action. Also Argyle.
I'd like to start speaking to her.
Okay. What would you like to say?
Again, I'm really sorry for doing what I did just then, and the turn before that. But you were hurt my friends, and I was really scared. But we can still talk this out. You know, it's not too late. And I'm also gonna, once I have her attention, I'm going to use hypnotic gaze again.
Let me
Oh
see.
my God.
I don't know how many times you can actually use that.
That's a good point.
Yeah, I don't know if you can use that again. Wait. The charm creature, the subject turns easy action to maintain the effect. Or if a creature succeeds, you can't use this feature on that creature again. So you get to use hypnotic gaze as many times as you want, just not on the same creature.
Okay.
That's okay.
But technically, Argyle.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna do that. I'll just keep on talking to her regardless.
I think Argyle here is going to use his turn to give you the help action.
Yes.
Um, so roll persuasion with advantage.
Yay!
I'll say you want to beat a 15.
Okay.
Because,
Persuasion.
yeah. You guys have been pretty persuasive so far, and unfortunately you guys haven't hurt
Oh.
her. That's a natural 20. You guys haven't hurt her
Oh, let's go.
even a little bit. You see her guard drops for a moment, and with a natural 20, you can tell that she is sort of emotionally breaking down, and she is going to unleash this whale. You think it will take 3 turns.
I do hold
so-
out my little hand. I do hold out my little hand and try to bridge the gap between us a little bit, but like in a sort of welcoming gesture.
So as of right now, she is distracted. You think that she's going to spend her turn just being distracted this go around, but next round she's going to start the whale, and the round after that she's going to unleash it.
This end of the wire.
No pressure.
So she sort of she like bends down, she looks at you, and when you say it's not too late, she it turns from like grief and despair into almost like self grief, like disappointment in oneself. I don't know the word for that.
Yes, self-loathing.
Yeah, self-loathing. As she holds your hands and begins to cry once more, and it starts off very small. She says, "It's not too late. It isn't. It can be fixed. She can be fixed. It's fine." And you can tell that it is building up into something.
I'm just giving her a little pat on the hand.
You are doing God's work, Mom. You
But
are doing God's
with
work.
that, and I understand that this doesn't mean much, because she's not going to be hurting anyone, and you guys still all get your turn before the next round. Because she doesn't hurt anybody, she's going to pass to herself at the
Okay.
top of the new round, and she is going to start the whale as
Bollocks.
as everything starts to build up, and she starts to become sort of incomprehensible in her sobbing. Just saying over and over again, "It's not too late, it's not too late, I can still save her." And yeah, Mop, you can see the sort of the vines beneath her feet beginning to grow longer up her legs. You get the feeling, Mop, I'll just give this to you straight up, no martial check needed. You should not be standing where you're standing when your turn
Well-
comes around. But she is going to
Maybe-
pass to one of you 5 at random.
Maybe I should just give her the benefit of the doubt.
Oh, okay,
Oh,
Mop.
Mom.
That is a 3, so that is, I believe that's actually Mop.
Oh, again.
Yeah, what would you like to do, Mop?
Yeah,
I
Mom.
I'm gonna.
Leave the room.
I'm gonna skedaddle a little bit.
Just smile and wave, Mop. Just smile and wave.
Come on, Argyle. Come on,
Yes,
buddy.
leave
Argyle,
the room.
Argyle is
60
actively
feet.
like pulling at your feet.
Yeah.
just
Yeah,
like,
alright.
come on,
Wait,
come on.
Dashing out of the room. Out of the room.
Let's see. Can I do?
You can move 60 feet if you take a dash action.
Okay. Yeah, I'll take a dash action. Fuck it.
However,
Goddamn room.
I hate,
Right.
Sam, you're gonna hate this. They are still
tell me they have-
within 60 feet. They're just
Okay.
60 feet away.
I'll kill you. Never mind.
But if you would like, you can move past these thieves. You can go up here. It's up to you.
I'm going to run over here.
That is a-okay. You run over here, and sort of get in the bushes.
Okay.
Thank you, who
By the
says?
way,
Yeah.
by the way, DM, good
Yeah.
friend.
Yeah, of
What
course.
are in these bushes?
Various different plants, probably a few berries. Some of the stuff looks gross because it's in a sewer, but it's actually pretty well kept, pretty green, pretty
Can't-
wonderful.
Doesn't matter if I start like picking berries, right?
No, you can pick berries if you want.
Okay, I'm gonna start picking the nicest, juiciest, ripest berries.
Lovely.
The cleanest as well.
And you do that. Who would you like to pass to, Mop?
I'm gonna pass to Maya.
Wait.
I think you
All
can
right.
just send it to Cassian if you really want to.
Yeah. If you don't feel like you're ready for Amaya to do anything, Amaya can just pass it to Cassie, and you can hold your turn.
I just have one question.
Of course. Now,
Um,
if you are trying to make a check of any kind, I will tell you. If you do that, you can no longer hold your turn.
no. This is just a question for you.
Okay.
Hypothetically,
Mhm.
if Amaya were to cast Hold Person, does that also affect speech? Or any sound that might come from
It-
whoever she
It
casts?
does, yeah.
It's-
Because remember with Nyx, when we held her, she wasn't able to speak.
It does do that. However,
It's not
you
human.
don't know if she is like you think it's possible she could be affected by the spell in terms of like is she humanoid, but you don't know what she's immune to. She could be immune to paralyzed. You don't know.
Do we know that she's about to do something?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Oh yeah, you could see it. Like you can see the energy beginning to build as she's like falling to her knees, heads in her hands. Something very bad is about to happen.
Okay, I'm gonna check and see if she is able to do that. Purely because I have nothing else that Amaya would do.
Okay, make a
You have
martial.
the martial check, yeah.
Yeah, make a martial
You
check.
guys could like backtrack into the other room, you know, where it's safe.
You can do that.
I have a
like that
mission.
is specifically an area where you can go. Mm-hmm.
Would that be martial check? Would that be wisdom save, or could I do insight for that?
Insight. Let me see. You're trying to figure out what her weaknesses are. I think this has to be a straight wisdom check. I don't think insight would make sense trying to figure out what she's, immune to, because that doesn't really have anything to do with what she's going to do next.
All right. Wisdom check, please. Pretty please.
Yes, that is enough. So you just want to know her condition immunities?
Yes.
Charmed, exhaustion, frightened, grappled, petrified, poisoned, prone, restrained, and paralyzed.
Damn it.
No.
Okay.
She can't do so I can't paralyze her.
No. Hold person would
Yeah.
fail.
Got it. Okay. I'm glad to know that now.
Mhm.
I'm gonna pass to Cassian then.
Okay. Did you want to have Amaya move to the back room? You don't have to, but would you like to do that?
To this room over here.
No,
That's okay. I'm gonna change the music really quick because you're hitting a specific point. Okay, in that case, you pass to Cassian. Cassian, you have the axe in your mouth, a different axe than your normal axe. This one seems to be made out of like that sort of bloody crystal from before. It tastes, I mean, actually, as Wolf Cassian, maybe tastes kind of good, but tastes like iron and bad overall.
Is there a taste of blood on it?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, they don't like that.
Okay, yeah, tastes bad. But yeah, you have this axe in your mouth. Are you just planning to move next to Kovak?
Just pass it over to me. I got this. I got the sprint.
Do you have the sprint?
Mm-hmm.
30?
Yep. 30
25.
over, 30 over there,
But
25.
would you have
would make
enough
it.
to get back into the other room, though?
No.
I
Let's
am
pick
going
some.
to. I'm gonna tank
We
it.
should have another
because
turn before.
I'm gonna, yeah,
Right.
We should each
Yeah.
have another turn before we go, as long as we don't pass to her at the end of the round.
Yeah,
here's the
which
thing,
would
right? I'm
would
thinking-
kill you.
I'm thinking we don't need it because if I put that thing in the Builder's Bowl, the next thing I have to do to end my turn, Craggletooth, Moss, Bowl, Craggletooth does it. Doesn't even need to dash, and then we can.
Well, yeah,
solve
but
it.
then we have another turn to get out of the way. Is
exactly.
what I'm saying. Yeah.
Right.
Because
Okay,
there were 3
okay.
turns. I think it was. You
Would-
mentioned it was 3, didn't you?
It was 3 turns. She hadn't gone that round, right? So she used her 1 turn being distracted, and she at the top of this round started the whale. So the next time she gets a turn, it's going to unleash.
Which can be
We
at the
just
bottom
need-
of the next round.
Yes.
Right.
If you guys
Yeah,
play
we
your
just gotta
cards
do
right.
this. We just got to do this.
Okay,
Yeah.
right.
Nobody damaged her.
In that case, I'm gonna because you guys are Cassian. Are you planning on going to Kovak?
Yeah, yeah.
All right, and
How far can I cast
Craggletooth. All
run before?
right,
Moss.
Craggletooth. Are you planning on doing the Moss and the Provider?
As soon as I know what to do.
Yeah, and
Okay.
you will.
I'm going to describe this in order, but we're not really going to go turn by turn here because I know what you guys are using your turns for. Cassian, you leap and bound up the stairs around the grass and run up next to Kovak, and just sort of, I imagine you drop the axe in his hand, or maybe Kovak like grabs it.
Yeah.
You do, I will say, you used a dash action to get there, right? You do have an
Yeah.
additional 20 feet of movement about if you'd like to go anywhere else.
I think Cass will just like get closer up the stairs, maybe.
Over this way or this way.
Over up. I think as they like ran past, they like dropped it into Kovak's hand and just leapt up the stairs.
So
You might.
in that case, I'm gonna describe because I think this is really fucking cool. You run from over here, bounding and leaping with the axe in your hand, and Kovak, you begin to pick up speed alongside Cassian. And as Cassian leaps up the stairs, you leap up alongside them, grabbing the axe out of their mouth. As you run past, take a skidding stop here, and then run over here and slam the axe down into into the bowl.
You
And
actually
while he's
shattered-
running,
You shattered the bowl and everyone
no.
dies. Continue.
Actually, no. And while he's running, he's just muttering, "It's not too late. It's not too late. It's not too late." Just
And
bolting for it. Bolting.
And
And the moment he sets it down, he just fucking yells at Craggletooth, "Moss, bowl now!" and points to the Provider.
As you do that, the sort of axe in the bowl begins to melt and congeal into this red substance that turns into a blue substance as you see the wisps of magic begin to flow over towards the aspect of sorrow, and the stone beneath her feet begins to light up and rise just a little bit, creating the similar thing that you had found in the cave before, the thing that was sort of keeping the grass and all the greenery safe. In that cave, keeping all of that there, and it seems like the plants are beginning to grow just a little bit more. And then Craggletooth, hearing that, you immediately just begin running down the stairs. Part of me, I'm not going to do this, but it would be really funny to make you make an acrobatics check to make sure you don't fall down the
I'll
stairs.
kill you.
Um,
I will blow up.
But you run down the stairs, sort of tiptoeing your way down there, being as careful as Craggletooth can, before you slam the moss down. And all of you see as the vines in the middle of the room begin to grow and extend across the Aspect's body, from toe to head, covering her in its entirety. And you can see light beginning to pour through the cracks of it. I think that is
the sunlight
everyone's
disrupts the whale.
Yeah, that is everyone's turn this go around. Who would you, Craggletooth, like to pass to?
Well,
I will tell you. Actually, Craggletooth, make a martial check. Make a wisdom. This one
I
will not need to
will-
be as high
okay.
because you're not really looking at the enemy here.
Oh.
Okay. Well, a 4 still isn't going to do it. You can't really discern anything regarding. I will tell you what you were trying to discern, whether or not you are protected from the whale. Visibly, it looks like it, but with a 4, you're unsure.
I'll pass to myself.
Okay,
And,
sure, go ahead.
Run.
Are you gonna try again?
You know, I'll try again, sure, yeah.
Mm-hmm. That actually is enough. So not only do you know in this moment that you are protected from the whale, you think back to you weren't there with the party, right? When you had seen this ritual go off, but you were in the room afterwards. And I think, like, sort of trying to put this together, you think in order for this ritual to actually complete, she needs to use the whale.
Okay.
Is this the room where it happened?
So she's currently okay. Well.
Whale.
Whale. So is
What?
it so from out of character, is it kind of like the whale is paused while she's
No. It looks like it's
Oh.
about to happen, but you know that you won't be affected by it, nor will anyone.
Okay.
Mhm.
Yeah, Craggletooth kind of just like sits down, pulls some more moss out of her pocket, starts munching.
Who would you like to pass to?
And she'll pass to Amaya.
You're going Maya.
Okay, so now that now that pretty much we're all, we did everything that they needed to do.
Yeah.
Pretty much the last thing we need to do is just get out of here, right?
Roll a wisdom check. Roll another martial check because you were actually there at the ritual. That's a 9.
Does that do it? Does that do it?
I think you were
I mean, if a
actually
10
there.
did it.
I would say if a 10 did it, I want to say no. However, you were actually there. It would have been harder for Craggletooth to understand this.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
So, Amaya, you remember in the ritual, there was like that blast of energy from the statue. And then the ritual stopped. I think you know that you're safe. You're not going to get hit by this anymore. The whale.
Okay.
But you think in order for the ritual to be complete, the whale has to be used.
Okay. She knows that she's safe. Does she know that everyone else is safe? Or...
Yes, everyone else is safe.
Okay. I don't want Amaya to use any of her other spell slots.
If you'd like, you can just sort of like save an action. So like when X happens, you can do this.
Yeah. I think
What would you like to do?
that's the thing. I don't even know. I don't think Amaya could really do anything at this point. A part of me wants to use. If something happens, she wants to cast Shield of Faith again on somebody else, but I don't. There's.
She can cast
I
it
don't
on
know if
herself.
Yeah, but she knows she's safe. Why would she do that?
You can share you can share snackies with Craggletooth.
Yeah, I was gonna say we don't even need to do anything like really crazy.
Yeah.
I don't think.
She doesn't need to do anything, so she's probably just gonna, I think, like,
Just hold your turn.
when the whale happens, she's gonna
Mhm.
hold her turn and just, like, wait, probably over here.
Okay. Who would you like to pass to? You can pass to the aspect if you wanted to.
Do you guys
like
have anything you want to do?
The only thing I would do is for flavoring, and that's about it.
You want to
I think
flavor
Cass
this?
was like,
Sure, yeah.
Sure.
All
I'll let you guys do that. Just sort of go around the table.
Okay, well, Kovak isn't horribly sure if if it's going to succeed. There's that pang of anxiety. The smell, the dampness of the environment, the darkness, the semi-hopelessness. It's a reminder of everything that he fears.
Mm-hmm.
And a last-ditch effort is made where he runs to Cassian, and both giant gauntleted hands, cup over Cassian's ears and try to
So funny,
protect
sorry.
his ears. Like, you trying to like block out the sound. Just holding on, pressing his forehead against Cassian's own, and he's still muttering. It's a stress symptom. Cassian can probably tell, and he's
Aw.
just muttering, "It's not too late. It's not too late. It's not too late," as he holds Cassian's ears to try to block out any of the sound.
Chan, I'm crying. Oh man.
All right, and then Cassian.
Okay. Cass is gonna like look really confused at first when Kovak like reaches for them, but they would be able to tell instantly that Kovak is like would scared be the right word or just worried?
Yes, he's
Okay.
for the first time you've ever seen him. He's terrified.
I honestly think the cast would like just keep their head there for a moment, but they pull it away and they take a step closer and they put their they've got this huge head, they like rest it over Kovak's shoulder and just turn to where the aspect is, but they're sort of like shielding Kovak from the aspect. They're just standing like protectively over Kovak.
Me and the Marshal bestie. But yeah, Kovak is just he's shuddering, he's terrified. And that's about all he's going to do.
Alrighty. Mop, did you have any flavoring you wanted to do?
Mappa's just gonna
Very
crouch. Mappa's gonna crouch with their back turned to the aspect of sorrow and put Argyle in their pocket, just kind of protect him with their arms.
Argyle is putting his little paws over his ears.
Aw.
Oh,
and yeah, Mop, yeah, that's it. That's it.
All right. And with that, each of you taking your own sort of sorry, I'm just imagining this. Each of you taking your own sort of preventive actions. Amaya, you get full view of everything that's about to happen. As you are looking at this sort of vine-wrapped figure, you hear the sobbing crescendo into loud wailing. And each and every one of you, if you aren't already doing it, instinctively go to cover your ears as light begins to pour out from beneath the vines until there is a giant flash. Now, do not be scared when I tell you to do this, because this is not what you are. This is merely for flavor. You are not. Do not be afraid by this. Everybody makes a Constitution saving throw.
Are you gonna roll it for us, or should we roll it for you?
Go ahead and roll it. Go ahead and roll it for me.
Constitution saving throw?
That's so
Oh,
funny.
so-
Yeah.
so-
Kovak is so strengthened by his resolve. He rolls a net 20.
Yeah. Alrighty. For a moment, Cassian and Amaya, you are blinded by this light as it just shoots outward, hitting you directly in the eyes. Amaya, you don't know how that happened, but you know. And and then all at once, the sound of clanking chains, running water, and wailing spirits wash away. And you are left in a silence. And as you look back, you hear the sobbing once more. But on top of that, you hear the sound of metal clanking against stone as something falls to the ground. and you can see the
Sure.
aspect of Sorrow smaller in size. Her head is in her hands, but her hands are no longer shielded. She is
What's
just
going to
lying there
covers,
on the ground.
Yeah, he uncovers his eyes. And looks for a moment. Thinks he's dead. Until he
Cass just like shoves like their nose like into Kovac's like head
exactly
to like nudge into him.
that snaps him out of it, and he uses Cassian to like help him get up, because I imagine he sort of like tried to crouch down, even though I probably didn't have to, because that's a big dog. But
There's a big ass dog.
yeah, he's gonna slowly get up, and then cautiously approach. Weapon left behind, by the way.
Mm-hmm.
Cass is like close on his heels, just keeping an eye on him.
There we go. And you all see her, and she is just on her knees, crying.
I'll put a little claw on her back.
Craggletooth will like awkwardly dig in her pocket and grab a handful of moss and offer it to the aspect of Sorrow.
You mop, you put a hand on her back, and she kind of gasps, and she looks up, a frown on her face, tears streaming down, but, you know, kind of happy by this in some weird way. And then you hold out moss, and she looks more confused than any being you've ever seen before in your life. And she just kind of looks around at all of you for a moment. And she says, "She really is gone, isn't she?"
Lucinia?
Yeah.
What did you say? Did you say Saint Lucinia?
I was asking if it was Saint Lucinia she was talking about.
She
Was
she nods.
Cassian. Kovac's gonna look to Amaya with a very pointed, "Please watch your fucking words" kind of look, like what your dad gives you when he's like, you know,
Okay,
when he's
Dad.
like, "Be mindful," and he's going to let the others do the talking while he calms down.
Amaya's gonna look at Kovac for a moment. And actually, hold on, I'm gonna roll for this.
Oh, you
Mhm.
Oh, please don't.
It's-
Oh no.
It's fine. No, she's not gonna initiate initiative a second time. I promise.
That's awesome.
You no
She's-
longer see this energy radiating off of her or the gauntlets.
She's gonna look to Kovac for a moment, and then she's gonna look to the aspect of Sorrow a bit longer, and then she's just going to turn her head and look away.
The aspect is going to sort of put a hand on her own shoulder, the one that your hand is on, Mop, like her hand is going over yours. She's just kind of looking out at all of you, and looks confused now, along with sad. Just says, "Why did you come here?" She looks to you, Mop. You're about to say something.
Well, it's not too late to say what Saint Lucinia was looking to protect.
She sort of looks at the gauntlets on the ground and grabs them very slowly and tenderly and just holds them in her arms, doesn't really put them on, and says, "No. No, she's long gone." She looks up at you, Amaya, and she says, "Why have you not killed me? That is what you were sent here for, yes? To finish me. Why? Why have you not?"
Were we thinking
The
of it
look.
for her?
The look, part 2.
Amaya,
You guys weren't sent here to kill her. You didn't know she was fucking here.
Yeah, we had no clue.
Yeah.
You were
Let's
sent.
do this.
You were sent to talk to the priest of Kaisen and didn't
And
do
we've
that. I
blown him up
didn't
entirely,
You guys,
But,
yeah.
yeah.
Maya kind of like turns slightly over to the aspect and says, don't take it the wrong way, but you know, we weren't here for you.
She kind of tilts her head. She says, "But you're a priest of Inauguros, aren't you?"
That I am, yes.
That doesn't make any sense. I knew that they would have come for me eventually. Why wouldn't they have?
Dust, I think when she says that, Kovak's gonna sort of just reach into, like, just underneath his chainmail. He's going to take out sort of gonna pull the part of the amulet out that has the crescent moon on it.
Mhm.
He's just going to, no, he's not gonna say anything, but he's just gonna show it to her. And it's probably glowing like a faint little white to show that there's that
actually-
Lunanoran touch to it.
Let me change the ambient lighting because as the light does fade from the whale, it does shift to moonlight as the sun has since set.
Spotlight, oh, moonlight, oh, now but
Is the moon out?
Moon.
Like, what phase is it at?
Actually, you guys can't currently. You know what? Fuck it. Let's do flavor. Let me look at my notes because I would actually know what the phase of the moon is right now. Hold on.
It's important.
But yeah, as you sort of show her that charm, she stares at it for a moment, and there is like a flash of emotions across her face. Like it starts off with like a very faint anger that turns into confusion, that turns back into sadness. And then it turns into a small smile. This one would be a waning crescent.
Okay.
And she looks at it for a moment, and she sort of, while you're holding it out to her, she does kind of like caress it slightly, holding it in her hands, like while it's just dangling there, and says, "You know, it was quite the thing. She would never stop talking about her, but I was never really that devoted to the lady. I was more devoted to her. It's nice to see that her efforts were not in vain, though. It seems there are still a few followers out there."
Kovak isn't gonna mention that he wasn't really religious. But that this is all just a perfect amount of happenstance. But he's just not gonna say anything. He's just gonna let her feel what she feels. Let her, touch the amulet.
When she mentions followers, Cass's head's gonna perk up and their ears are gonna like twitch more upright.
Mm-hmm. I believe at any point the wolf form can end, by the way. It only lasts a minute.
Okay.
Whenever you would like it to, I will say it ends. But at some point, I will end it myself. I think she's going to look at you, Mop. She kind of turns her head. And she sort of turns her whole body and begins to hold both of your hands for a moment and says, You are very interesting, my friend. I don't think I can quite understand you. And she sort of points a finger at your chest and says, "There is a kindness in you. One unbeknownst to any I have ever seen. One that reminds me of her. I hope you can
I'm gonna
maintain
fucking
that.
explode. I'll
Hmm?
fucking explode.
Hmm?
Mop explodes. Pop. Done.
No.
Bump, no!
Says, I ask that if you find any more of her followers, you show them the kindness you've shown me. Even if they don't feel like listening.
You get some rest now, you hear?
She smiles. Says, I am quite tired. And then she looks at you, Amaya, one last time. Says, I am confused. I don't know why you came here. But I'm even more confused that you don't know what happened.
Don't happen what? Sorry?
Do you know of the town Rovigo? And anybody can roll a history check if
Does
if-
you cut
if-
out?
Rah! Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Rah.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're
All I
rolling
heard was
the
history
town
check.
of town
Bruh.
of and I was like, oh,
All right.
Uh-huh.
I can hear you. We're good.
Okay.
She looks at you and Maya and says, I'm surprised you don't know, and then says, do you know of a place known as Rovigo? And that's why I said, like, if anybody wants to make a history check to see if they do know what Rovigo is, you can.
Does that include
Immediate.
Amaya? Or
Yeah, that does include Amaya. Mop and Craggletooth. Mop, I think you were quite sheltered in Dacia. I don't think you really got too far.
I don't go outside.
Yeah,
Mm.
and Craggletooth, you've never been to that side of Falana. Cassian,
Yeah.
the name Rovigo rings a bell. You've heard
Laws.
stories about that before. Amaya and Kovak, you do know Rovigo for different reasons. Kovak, you know Rovigo as a town just north of Dacia. It's sort of in between the Skittering Woods and Dacia. And you remember it to be filled with Knights of the Path Green. People connected to the Feywild, all just a city full of paladins, basically.
Poggers.
Or more like a town filled with paladins. Amaya, you remember the name Rovigo because Josiah has told you about it before. You remember Josiah telling you a few stories about Rovigo, but most of the things that he told you was that they were an ignorant people and a stubborn people. A group of individuals who are stuck in old ways, constantly basically killing themselves because they're too stubborn to actually see any proper solutions. And I roll... no, I don't think that would be good here. Never mind. But yeah, you've really only ever heard bad things about Rovigo from Josiah.
when has she not heard bad things from Josiah? I'm gonna
It's
be
true.
real.
It's
Yeah.
true. But you have heard of Rovigo. And she says that was where it happened. Where she took her last stand, where she fought as well as she could to help those people. But I saw him do something from across the way. I saw some people on the borders of the town. They were wearing clothes like yours. And they opened something. And all I remember after that is demons and hellfire. But that was where she died. They never tell you that.
Quite frankly, I have heard. What I know of Rovigo is very different than whatever you're talking about.
She frowns.
Must have gotten the place mixed up.
She frowns. She looks around at all of you and takes a glance at you for Amaya. Doesn't say anything, but gives you like a look. Not one of sort of malice. If you'd like to roll insight to see what it is, you can, but she just gives you a look before she looks back to Mop.
Oh, hold on. Roll that.
A 12. Pity. You see pity in her eyes.
Oh, wow.
She looks back to Mop and says, I think I'd like to rest now. Thank you. And her form begins to fade and dissipate into wisps of sort of blue light that float up towards the crescent moon into the night sky. And the only thing that remains is a pair of gauntlets on the ground, shimmering with sort of gilded accents, clad with shining silver metal.
Does it have a bad aura to it?
It does not.
I pick him up and put it out. No, I don't.
Well, yeah. I'm gonna do one half of that.
The aspect of
Kovac.
sorrow part 2.
And then
Yeah,
I
I'm
snap
gonna
my
have-
fingers, and we're all dead.
And then we're all
Shut
dead.
the fuck up. No,
Mop
you're not
snaps
dead.
their fingers, and then half of the world's population disappears.
My God.
Crouches down and picks up the gauntlets and just has a look at them.
Cass is gonna like scoot over like closer to Kovac and like just has this death glare like on the gauntlets just in case something happens to Kovac.
I am gonna go ahead and take Cassian out of Wolf.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, now while you do that, if
Yeah.
I'm able to ask,
Yeah.
I'd like to have Kovac, just inspect it and see if he can discern, things about it. Like its make. What kind of is it? Are they medium? Are they heavy gauntlets? What kind of gauntlets are they?
So there are some things you'll be able to determine just straight up by looking at them. However, I'm
Yeah,
gonna ask you to
everything
do
but
something
magic.
you're gonna hate. Roll an
Okay.
Arcana or Religion check.
Oh, your mama with your.
There are some things that you will just automatically. Yeah, okay, that tracks.
Oh.
There are some things that you just
Stupid-ass
automatically know.
campaign.
You do not discern even a lick of what the fuck these things do.
Is-
However,
That's what I was gonna say. He's looking at everything but the magic. He doesn't really give a shit about that.
yeah. However, in terms of armor, these things don't actually have any classification because they are part of a set, you believe, or they're just gauntlets, right? These are basically just an item that somebody can use in terms of D&D terms. This isn't you have to be proficient in medium armor to wear this.
Mm.
You
see.
you don't think a pair of gauntlets would also cause any type of AC bonus or anything like that.
Well,
Mhm.
they're too big for myself and frequency over here. Sorry, frequency.
Okay.
He's gonna look at the other two, as if expecting them to ask for the gauntlets to put on, but otherwise he's starting to unsling his backpack and starting to open it up.
I will walk over to Amaya. I will, go over the pedestal where the aspect of sorrow was sitting, and I will just put a hand on her shoulder too, and be like, "You alright?
Hmm?
You alright?
Of course, why wouldn't I be?
You got hit a little bit more than the rest of us did."
Hmm. Yeah, well, I'm the cleric after all. I can deal with it myself.
Carglass looks down and shuffles, kicks the ground. She doesn't say sorry, but she does look down and kind of look a little bit guilty.
I'll pull out a clean little hanky from my pocket. Just do what I do, clean up a little bit of blood or whatever. Whatever stuff. Whatever. Look around for any wounds.
Ellie, you gotta roll the bitch.
Roll the bitch, girl. Do it. Do it.
Roll the
Do
bitch with
it.
advantage.
I'm rolling it with advantage.
Nice.
What if I actually hold on?
You have to crit.
I'm taking the 15.
Mhm, mhm.
She doesn't say anything, and she has her arms crossed, so she's either, I guess, I don't think Mop could really tell if she's either hiding her wounds or if it's on her arm or anything. She kind of just gives a little bit of a nod to Mop as she's looking back at this where the aspect disappeared. And I think from just plain like view, Mop can just see Amaya just obviously she doesn't want to be here, that's kind of a given, but she looks a little confused now. Because what the aspect had told her is certainly not what she has been taught growing up. And she's honestly she had half a mind to call bullshit, but also Kovac's glare at her is in her mind, and she does not want to piss off anyone else anymore. She'll just take the L and just stand there.
That glare is probably really convincing.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it's one of those dad glares, so she's just does not want to deal with that.
Is Kovac gonna be our assigned dad to the group?
Maybe. But
I'll
Yeah,
tell
he's
you what,
gonna-
Kovac.
shove the thing in the what's it called?
Backpack.
Cass is gonna put their
Yeah.
hand on Kovac's shoulder and sort of lean down a wee bit and just mutter, "Are you doing alright, bud?"
Can I talk about it later?
Yeah, of course, man.
Thanks. And he
They
just
just,
sort
like-
of
They just squeeze his
Sleep.
shoulder and then just step back.
slings the backpack back over. And then, because I forgot to mention it at the beginning, he's gonna head back to the doorway.
He's fucking gone.
He's gonna
Quick.
he's gonna head back to the doorway and actually wait now. He's gonna grab his blade first, put it back on his
Man,
back,
Kovac's
and
really
then
quick when he's scared.
shut up.
Pew, pew, pew.
And then he's gonna pick up the chunk of gilded blackstone that he's left by the door, because obviously there were more important things than holding onto that rock. And he's going to pick it up in one hand and just wait for the others, I guess.
Crocodile's gonna start looking around if there's anything else to loot.
Yeah, one moment. Zach
Mm.
Zach just messaged me because he DM'd me and he was like, "I'm sorry."
What?
You're fine. You're fine, Zach. You're absolutely fine. He messaged me in the middle of the stream, so he was
For what?
apologizing,
What's he
but
do?
He's
he's
Canadian.
Oh.
he is fine. Also, apparently half the world is gone. I don't know what he means by that.
Oh.
The mop finger
It
snap.
was
Yeah, I did.
finger snap, yeah.
Yeah, I don't know what that's about. I don't know what you're talking about.
What did
Yeah.
Mop
Oh,
Thanos
did
snap.
Mop get? Oh, I see. So I guess
No, I didn't put
Craggletooth
in the goblins.
roll investigation or perception.
Happily. We're doing perception, actually.
All right. I'm mad.
Oh well, now I roll well.
I mean, anything lootable. The
I
What's
will.
notable
I
is
will take
pure.
Craggletooth is not picky. It can be a torn glove, and she would be happy.
I mean, there's pieces of the statue of Saint Lucinia.
She'll pick up a pretty rock, pocket
Okay,
it.
you pick up a pretty rock
There's
that was probably
there's
consecrated at
something
some
morbid
point.
about this.
That's okay.
You pick up the pretty rock. You have the rock now.
Woo!
Goblin!
Beautiful.
Oh my lord.
I'd like to take a little piece of rock, right?
Okay.
And just very, very, very mop-like, kind of little, little fucked up in the way that she does it. She doesn't have the best art skills. She draws a little awakening crescent, like ground. The rock.
Oh.
Ma,
Actually,
roll.
actually, I have no idea what kind of. I guess waiting for us again.
Roll me a religion check.
Okay.
Religion check.
Religion check. Yeah.
Yes, queen.
What the
Yeah.
Oh,
Fucking
I missed the fucking thing.
Religion.
Calm down.
roll it.
Get off my dick.
Okay, that's fine.
Uh-oh.
Roll a d4.
Roll a d4.
And then
Yeah,
add
roll-
it to no.
Roll a d4. Is that another 4? Oh my god. Add that to your notes.
Yeah.
Another 4.
Add it'll be
14.
yeah, 14. 14. Add that to your
Yeah. No, I just have 14. Got
That's fucking insane.
Goddamn.
I,
eating.
you have literally only rolled max numbers on those dice. You have more than anybody, and you've rolled so much less than anybody else. I'm so upset right now.
I mean, I've rolled twice. I think Mom's rolled 3 times now.
That is true.
So I feel a little less bad about it.
But yeah, Argyle's standing on your shoulder again, hanging out. Squeak, squeak.
I mentally give Argyle the command to give him a little pat on the shoulder too.
No.
Squeak, squeak. Argyle
squeak.
curls up in the nick between your elbow and your neck.
Hold on. In
Shoulder
whose? In mine?
Did I say
Yours.
elbow? Yeah, I meant shoulder. Yeah, yours.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The elbow.
Not close enough. I'm not. I'm going with my heart.
Mhm.
Amaya just like takes like a finger and gently pets Argyle on the head a couple times.
Redeemable.
Yeah.
She didn't fucking hunt the rat.
Imagine Amaya grabs the rat and just throws it into the sewers. You can resummon it at any time. It's just
I know,
like
but it's just like wow, just kick the puppy, I guess, man.
Maya just goes, oh shit, oh rat.
Amaya, I drew you this picture, and Amaya just rips it up and eats it.
Oh,
however,
shit.
with
Oh,
that,
right.
is assuming that there's nothing else anybody would like to do, you all will begin to make your way out of the dungeon. You begin to sort of travel back from where you came. This time, you can hear the water flowing pretty clearly from before. I have to delete these from the bottom of my hotbar so it's easier. Sort of go through familiar spaces. There's nothing really dangerous here. You do pass by those shrines from earlier with all of the gold on them. Go ahead and roll. I'll have all of you can roll a religion check if you'd like.
Let me roll a religion check.
That
Religion
one.
check. Oh, fuck yeah.
Religion check.
Okay.
Oh no.
Cassian. All right, let me wait. Okay, so only Cassian. You are, and maybe Craggletooth a little bit, but it's hard to say. Cassian, you, without a shadow of a doubt, are 100% certain, right? Before you entered that room and fought the aspect, there was like a very bad feeling you got from taking the gold and like all the stuff here. After you've done it, you feel as if something is literally watching you and is expecting you to take some.
Wow.
As in,
Yeah,
We could do with
Cass
the
isn't
money.
gonna- Cass isn't gonna fuck around with that.
Uh,
There weren't.
like you, you got a natural 20, so I'm gonna be as blunt as I physically can.
Yes.
You you literally feel an outside force that is offering this to you.
Oh, in a good or a bad way?
In a good way. This doesn't seem like a trick.
In a
This
good
seems
way.
like this
It's
seems like
okay.
someone is offering this to you.
Okay, I thought it was more like a fuck around and find out sort of
No.
situation where
No,
the
no,
finding out would have been being baned or something.
No, you.
Okay.
I think another way to put it is you felt like you didn't really like. You shouldn't have taken it before the fight, but after the fight, it's almost like you've earned it.
Okay. The thing is, like, sorry, go on.
I was gonna say, would that translate to Craggletooth?
Crackletooth,
Who is a loot
Craggletooth,
goblin?
you're about 50-50. You think, you know what? I also feel this presence. I have earned this. You also think, ooh, pretty gold, my gold. I want the gold.
Yeah.
Um,
Cass is going to like say something as they're like passing. They're probably trailing behind the group to make sure everyone's getting out okay, but they're gonna stop and look to the gold and then just pause for a moment and then just go,
I
oh,
Can I do
sorry,
a,
go on.
can I do a funny? In the
Oh, no.
pause, Craggletooth is going to start going for the coal.
okay.
The Cass can't even stop her because they were going to just turn around to the group, but like they were about to talk and a noise comes out as they watch Crackletooth just like scuttle past, and then they're just gonna roll their eyes a little bit. It's like it's an amused sort of eye roll, and then they're gonna look to the group and just go, guys, I think it's okay to take the gold now.
Come on. Cole works the biggest fucking brow he can, and he's like, what?
Right, listen, hear me
Craggletooth
out.
actively has just like piles of gold in her arm.
Yeah, she's just like putting it into her like pouch, her pockets, like as much as she can fit, which isn't as much as she would like, but as much as she can.
See,
I can imagine.
oh, sorry, go on.
Okay, go ahead first. I'll make a comment after, I swear. I promise.
No, that is so fair. No, Cass is just gonna like explain the situation a wee bit.
Oh, like the feeling that he gets?
Yeah. They're gonna like just they're motioning their hands a wee bit as if they're just trying to figure out how to explain it, and then they're just gonna go. Before, when we passed through here, you know,
Thank you, Travis. I really appreciate that.
it wasn't a good feeling about taking it, but now
Oh, I know.
You guys must know by now I don't like saying that we've earned things, I guess, from doing stuff, but it feels like we have.
I definitely earned it. Craggletooth says, hand like arms full of gold.
That's a
Cass
sound
just
rationale.
laughs.
150
rationale.
so far. You've gotten 150 gold so far, Craggletooth.
Beautiful.
Oh, damn.
Holy
Beautiful.
shit.
And so Kovok's gonna actually pick up one of the gold pieces,
Mhm.
and just to test to see how he feels, puts it in his pocket.
Does not feel bad.
And then he takes the coin out, sets down the Gilded Blackstone, takes out the coin pouch, opens it.
Okay.
And, it's just, and then he looks at it again to Cassian and he's like, "You're not fucking with me, are you?"
Why would I fuck around with you, man? I mean, like, I don't know. I like to think at this point, you guys know that I want to help everyone out.
Again, sound rationale. He's gonna put a few coins in there, you know, a decent bit.
If you'd like, you can portion it out evenly, or some of you can be shitty. I don't care either way. There is a total, with all the trinkets and gold, there is 1,250 gold here.
Wow.
Wow.
I mean, yeah,
there is
I'm
enough for each
thinking-
of you to get 250.
Yeah, I'm thinking
Yeah.
we portion it out.
We portion it out, yeah.
Yeah,
so
definitely.
250 for all of our gold counts.
Mop
Yeah.
will go over to Kovok and tug on his little coat, or I guess whatever he's wearing. What is he wearing?
Hmm?
Yeah, like
It's like a splint armor, and then he has like a sort of a cape around the neck part.
yeah. It like pulls on the cape a little bit just to get his attention. It says, I don't feel comfortable carrying around all this money.
Would you like me to hold it?
Yes, please.
Okay.
I don't.
And then
I
he's.
don't
Do you want to
What do
leave
you-
it in your inventory, or do you want me to update my inventory?
update yours.
Chester? Okay, so 275 plus 250. I'm really not good at math. But I think that's
525.
525. Yeah.
Make
Okay.
it 524. Argyle has one in his mouth.
Oh,
Okay, I'll take that. Yeah, no, that's good.
and
And
stop Argyle from eating a single coin.
so yeah, that backpack. by
If
the
you
way,
would like to stop
is
Argyle, you can. He's not eating it. He's just holding it.
Argyle,
that
Sweet. Sorry.
I'll hold on to it. I'll put both him and the coin in my pocket.
Okay, you have one gold coin in Argyle.
yeah, but it's very much a the backpack is such a fucking scuffed backpack. It's got 524 gold in it. It's got all this adventuring gear. It's got the Gauntlets of Saint Lucinia. It has a fucking magic book from Maldor.
Forgot about
But
that.
hey, you know, Kavak does have a maximum encumbrance of 270. So
You're hanging on.
He's chiefing that shit. Actually, I think he's got like at least a
Yeah.
solid 100 pounds remaining on top. And so he's happy to carry Mop's gold. He won't spend a cent of it without asking Mop though. But yeah.
And
Where do
then
we put the gold into? Sorry.
it should be in
inventory.
your inventory. Yeah, it'll be at the bottom.
Yeah, and then it's just treasure down there.
How
GP.
much?
250.
Yeah.
Okay.
I've got that amount because I'm holding 2 people's, and I also had 25 coins from our shopping spree.
And then
No, that's
from
fair.
from there, you guys will continue out through the caverns while you do your sort of accounting for a moment, and eventually
I have a
you will
quick
find.
question.
Yes, of course.
Sorry.
No, you're okay.
You mentioned that it was like gold, trinkets, jewels, and that kind of stuff in those piles, right?
Mhm.
Would Amaya be able to find any diamonds?
Oh,
Oh, yes.
I'm gonna roll a
Shine bright
D100.
like a-
I'm gonna roll a D100. It's gonna be a very low chance that there's a diamond in it.
Okay.
Still a chance.
Because if
Still
there
a
is
chance.
a diamond, no, there is not.
No. Okay. Damn.
If there is, are you talking about like a 500 gold GP diamond?
Any sort of diamond, really.
Yeah, no, there is not a diamond in here. Not one that is worth
Got it.
anything.
worth
Um,
a shot.
Check.
But yeah,
Worth a shot,
Mhm.
absolutely.
you guys make your way in and out of the caverns, eventually following up the stairs. It is nighttime now, so the Grand Cathedral is quieter than it normally is. But I will very briefly bring you guys out here onto the cathedral office building.
Chat, we made it.
We made it back.
Yeah, we can go talk to the priest Kaizen now.
No,
Oh my
let's
God,
look
I
at the
can't
priest
believe-
first.
And
Talk to
let's
the
see.
priest of Jujutsu Kaisen.
Cassian, Mop, Amaya, Craggletooth, and Cobalt. And for now,
Oh,
I'll just say
yeah.
Argyle's in your pocket.
Perfect.
If you want me to take him out, let me know and I'll take him out.
Oh yeah, I'm on board.
Oh, well, I guess it's Argyle's turn. Don't worry about it.
What?
Unchained enrichment time.
All right, you can
Unchained
explore
enrichment.
around as you would wish. Let me go ahead and... No, I don't want to put you guys through a long rest. Ah. You knock on the door and you hear someone say, "Come in." That's not what he sounds like. He says, "Come in, come in,
Door
Right.
open, and then it's
smoking
just
cigarettes.
come in." I'm
Walks
tired.
in with this chunk of blackstone, and he just saunters
Oh.
on up to Frayed.
Oh, well, would you look at that? And he reaches out his hand, grabs it, begins to look it over and sort of stops himself, shakes his head. He just doesn't want to get too invested in it. He sets it down on the desk and he says, "I think that is perfectly adequate. Thank you very much." Looks at Amaya, who is wounded, and Cassian and Craggletooth, and is like, "I hope it wasn't too difficult. Was beneath the Grand Cathedral. Was it infested again?"
You could say
Again?
that, I guess.
Nope.
Did this happen before?
Well, more or less. The undead tend to take residence there. We have to clear it out every now and again. I apologize. I thought it was well and taken care of this time.
No, it's fine. We're alive, and only one of us got possessed. And they look okay, and he looks over at Mop. And then back to Frayed,
I
and says,
completely forgot that was also part of
Yeah.
the shit
Yeah.
that we went through. Oh
Yeah.
my god, that
And
was
then-
long.
and then Kovak, kind of just. It's not like a bitchy sort of a gesture. It's more of like a. It's a more polite way of doing it, but he holds both of his hands out and he says, "Trident, please."
Oh, no, yes, of course. And he reaches under his desk and pulls out that long sort of blue bag with the sort of like very obviously fake gold, but like the sort of fake gold rope tying it all
Mhm.
together. and he pulls out the trident with the various runes engraved in it and what looks to be the name Shakes inscribed on it, crossed out.
Oh my god! Oh my god!
Yeah,
I know what this
you know whose that is.
Um,
I
I'm
know
gonna
who
cry.
that is.
And any
I'm
hands
gonna
you.
cry.
And then Kovak's gonna hold it, and just look it over a little bit, and then he's going to press the he's gonna like a resting stance where you have the bottom of it rested on the ground.
Yeah.
And then he gives a little nod to Fred and he says, "Thank you very much."
Of course.
Is
Thank
that
you.
all you needed, or?
I think so. I must remind, I don't quite know. He just told me that you all would come and that I needed to give this to you. So I think if that's that, yes. I'm gonna say yes.
Okay. Well, thank you very much.
Can Cassian roll history again, maybe, on it?
No.
No, okay. Fair enough, you bastard.
And then
Bitch.
Kovak is going to walk out, look very pointedly to the other side, with a huff.
Roll a perception check.
Oh, you're a bitch. Skills.
Real quick.
Oh,
I saw that 15.
No, you
I
don't.
saw that.
You don't see anything of note.
Mr. Fry,
Oh, yes.
quick question, or
of
not
course.
question, more or less just a statement. We did in
Mhm.
fact find a little bit of a blockage down there, when it came to the water.
Oh, that would explain a lot of the issues going throughout the city right now. Do you need me to get some people down there to fix it?
As a matter of fact, I don't think so. I think, we kicked around a couple of rocks and we did some other things, and it was all taken care of.
Oh,
I think.
well,
Was it?
I
Was it you?
thank you for that. I will make sure I tell some of the officials. They'll actually be quite happy and surprised to hear that. But thank you very much.
But yeah, that is what happened. At least we cured the water, right? We helped.
Yeah, you have a feeling you cured the water.
And would that have any historical resemblance to the other time in which the water was cured to help the people of Niceseed?
It might.
Oh my god! Anyways,
Craggletooth and Kovak, by the way, when you step up to the door before you knock, you hear a splashing noise as your feet step in water. That was what the perception check was for. There is
And it
water
looks
pooling
kinda-
out from underneath the door.
he looks at the water.
Thank God it's water.
He's gonna knock on the door.
All right. Well, you
I like
three
how
over
you
here.
said it prob-
Before I answer the door,
Hey.
what are you three doing?
Mop
Um,
Freed and says thank you and just puts it.
Gotcha.
I think
Okay.
Cass is gonna try one more time, just to make sure, because it'll be playing on their mind if they don't.
Mm-hmm.
This, I know I already asked, but I feel like I could ask again just in case. Do you remember what this friend looked like, or even what his name was?
He looks at you, sort of up and down. He says, smiles, says, you look very familiar. I have a feeling sooner or later you're going to find out yourself. And he smiles.
I got a feeling
so
it's not gonna be
Cass is gonna hear that and just they actually seem really relieved by that. They're gonna just let out this big breath that they don't need to take because they don't have lungs or anything like that.
Mhm.
But they just nod and they just give Fred a smile. Thank you again for the trident, and I mean just being a good person.
Of course. It's the least I
It's
can
nice to yeah, of course. Hopefully we see you again at some point, eh?
Well, I don't really plan on leaving the city ever. So if you come back to Nice Seat, I would be happy to give you a visit. My family would be wonderful to have you for dinner.
All right. Thank you. I hope you take care, Fred. Thank you again.
Yes, of course. You as well. Do make sure to close the door, please. It's late.
Oh, right, of course. And they're just gonna back out, just close the door, and then just let out this big breath. And then they realize Amaya's standing there, and they just they just blink for a moment.
No, I forgot. I've been zoning out. No, I'm not gonna have her, bitch. I'm too tired.
Mm-hmm.
That's
And
fair.
then-
they're gonna like. Sorry.
No, you're okay.
So
You're okay.
sorry.
Continue. I'm just trying to make sure we could bounce between them. But continue
Yeah,
really
yeah.
quick if you have a
that's
thing.
so fair. No, I'll be quick. They're just gonna like look at Amaya and then look at her injuries and their brow furrows for a moment, and then they're just gonna tiredly and just quietly just say, "We should probably get to the group."
Mm-hmm. Right.
Group is
And then
She's-
and then Mop very briefly. What are you doing over here?
So when we were down there, I picked some berries.
Oh, do you want to give some
I
to the
thought I was-
provider?
I thought I was gonna need them for the provider statue if the moss didn't work.
Yeah.
So I'm just gonna put the berries in the provider bowl again.
Okay. You don't hear a click this time because there's nothing to be clicked. But you do just see. You don't even see. You feel this faceless statue, resembling the sort of providing and growing and life, and it almost feels like it's looking at you, and it doesn't feel like a glare. It feels like genuine appreciation from a higher being.
And I will run back over to my group.
And then
And you knock
part
on
of
the
it is
door.
splashing in the water.
Shaving a haircut, 2 bits on the double.
You knock on the door, and you only knock on it once as you watch it slightly push open. It was just open. And you can open it whenever. And when you do, you see this woman wearing overalls and goggles tied around sort of around her neck. And she is absolutely soaking wet. And you see as water is just bursting from the walls and in the sink and covering the floor. And she's looking around frantically. She's holding a bunch of papers in her arms. And she sees you come in and says, oh goodness, I'm so sorry. I can't really talk right now. Somebody fixed the pipes. And that is where
Shit.
we're gonna end this session.
Pick up papers! I pick up papers!
Of course. But that is where we will end
You're
it for
welcome.
today. As you
Oh, yeah.
meet the priest of Kaisen.
Yeah.
Chat.
Nice.
I will admit when I am wrong, and I would have been very wrong to try to kill the aspects. You guys were right, Bubble. I did let it get to me. It got into my head,
Yeah.
but we succeeded.
We're fine,
We
chat.
we,
We're fine,
we,
chat.
we won.
We
We
won.
can't
chat.
overthink things. It's all right.
That's
we
all I do.
mustn't. We mustn't.
Well, I'm here. That's why I'm in the party to go see the
Oh.
overthinking.
I see that you also found the thing that I thought was funny, where I was like, oh, what? There's a creature type listed under under Cassian's abilities, and it just says you are a humanoid, and I was like, God fucking damn it.
Me looking at the wolf form like, yes, human.
That's so funny.
I'm human. Humans bark. Absolutely.
Oh my lord. I
Wolf, I'm
see, I
human.
see.
We win
Sorry,
these.
I
chat.
am-
Oh gosh.
Win.
Go ahead
We
and stall
winning?
for me for a moment. I'm gonna find someone to raid.
We're absolutely
Okay.
gonna spell.
Beep, 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 beep,
I'm
beep,
so
beep.
good at stalling.
Can you guys hear the beep beep?
No,
No.
No.
I'm just playing
Devastating.
beep, beep, beep.
I will say I do gotta go.
Absolutely,
I'll-
absolutely.
If you guys are still in here in like 20 minutes, I will be back.
Goodbye,
Oh, yeah.
Ryder. Goodbye, Ryder.
Bye.
Goodbye, Ryder.
Bye, chat,
Ryder.
bye, chat, bye,
Bye,
chat,
Ryder.
bye, chat.
Bye, chat, bye, chat.
Bye, bye,
Smelly Ellie.
Smelly Ellie.
Bye. Yeah.
I'm glad I made friends
Wait.
today, and then that friend immediately went back to the afterlife.
Look, here's the thing though. We didn't die. And
We didn't
I
die.
was
You didn't die.
genuinely considering what am I gonna do for a second character.
I
I
was
know,
gonna say
I'm being so for real.
it was very possible that you guys could have died, but you guys didn't even get that hurt because her abilities are kind of one and done.
Yeah.
Oh, fuck for that. Dust, thank you.
And
Yeah,
also,
I think-
Craggletooth didn't have spell slots.
Yeah, that's the thing. Because when you told me that you didn't have like spell slots for Misty Step, I thought that's one aspect of my idea for the plan. Fucking shot to death in Detroit. Like there is no coming back from that one.
There's always
but-
we can always figure it out.
Yeah, in
Yeah.
the end, we won. We did it, Jet.
We
We did it, Joe.
We win
We
these.
did it, Joe.
Windies.
Yeah.
Oh,
It
fuck.
windy.
Windy.
It windy.
Indy bikini.
Indie,
You know,
indie beanie.
Indeed.
you imagine we talk about the we talked to the priestess of Gaia, and she's like, "Yeah, I wanted you guys to go and fix the pipes," and it's like,
Well, we did
So-
that.
So about that, we
Yeah.
eated the pipe. Actually,
We eated the pipe.
I eat
Indy
them.
I
bikini.
love-
We eated
I
the
do.
pipe.
I do
Indie.
love the image of like Kovok. The water probably goes up to like his ankle or something, right? But for
Literally, yeah.
Craggletooth, it's definitely like up to like mid,
Top is dead.
mid shin, mid calf.
Drowning.
Alrighty.
Really actively drowning.
No.
All right, I have found one that I think we'll be able to use. Yeah. Thank you guys for coming along and watching, and thank you guys for playing. I really like this session. I'm upset Ellie left before I could say this. You guys do in fact level up.
Yes!
As you have
So
sort
we do that before you close the thing.
Yeah, absolutely. I'll leave it open. I have to go to the bathroom, but you guys can do that while it's here.
Okay.
Technically you guys won't level up until like halfway through next session, but nothing is going to be coming up before then that is like really gonna matter. In terms of like your level. So go ahead and do that now. I'm gonna go ahead and raid. I looked up, so I have like a whole list of people now. None of them are live, but there are some that are people also watch. So we're gonna raid Captain Robert. I don't know who that is, but we're gonna find out together.
Hell yeah.
But yeah, there's the raid. We're ready to raid. I'm Mr. Raid. But yeah,
That was fun, Dust. Thank you for
yeah.
letting us not
That was
die.
good.
Yeah.
Well,
Very,
you're the one
very
that did
happy
the
about
thing.
that. Yeah, but
All right, I'm gonna go ahead and end the stream.